Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike,
I'm Jay.
and this is a new show.
Mommy,
It's called
what's
What's
happening
Poppin' the
now?
Nine? Is it What's happening? I thought it was What's Poppin' the Nine, or is it
I don't
What's
know. I thought
Poppin'
it said,
Tonight?
maybe I listened to the radio edited version because mom didn't like it when I was younger. So I think maybe I
all, I,
always said what's happening now, but might be wrong.
all I know is when the head's right, Nellie's there every night.
Every night. Do me like she good, fuck me good,
Oh,
suck me good.
I had the echo on accident. How you folks doing, man? Happy Friday night, everybody. The week is over, unless you work weekends.
Yeah, that sucks.
But for everyone who Monday through Friday, the week is over.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You made it.
Everybody strip down to their undies and let's get crazy with some pudding pops.
That's funny, dude. I was out last night, and they have those jukeboxes where anybody can play anything that they want to. And
Yeah.
somebody was like hardcore in like the 90s new metal rock. Like they were playing like nothing but like Limp Bizkit. And this Kid Rock song was on. And I've heard it before, but I never paid attention to the lyrics. And he was like, he's rapping in the song, and he's like, got more money than Matchbox 20, get more ass than Mark McGrath. I was like, that's
he was throwing
good.
shade. Like, yeah, back then it was they were relevant people, but now
Yeah.
I was like, that didn't age well. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, actually, Kid Rock probably does have more money than both of them combined now.
That is true. Yeah. Well, because he switched it to country music, he got it. But I mean, hey, Matchbox 20, like they just maybe Rob Thomas just put out like a Christmas album. And Mark McGrath probably gets like TV royalties and shit. I bet they're all rich.
I haven't even heard from Rob Thomas in like a minute. I didn't know if he was, I guess he got tired of being pushed around.
It's 3 a.m. and he's
somewhere
tired of being pushed around.
He's not crazy, but he's a little unwell.
Yeah. Oh shit. He had a good song come out. Like Matchbox 20 had a good song come out. Like, I don't know, it was like 10 years ago, but it was like The End of the World or something like that. Not the REM song, but I can't remember how it goes, but it was good. I liked it.
Dude, I was watching this thing on YouTube, like I don't know, about an hour before we started, and it was like it was called, I don't know the channel's name, but it was called 1 in a Million, and they were exploring people with like unique conditions that are 1 in like a million people. Dude, the number one is the most, like, they're all weird and crazy. Like one guy, like, dude, and I was like, there's no way it's real. And it was like legit real. He died at 62 years old. But the thing is, he had eczema real bad. So he read, I don't know where he got the book from, probably some pawn shop. I don't know. But he read in a book that they were using this combination of silver nitrate or some shit like a lily bush that would cure eczema. So he started using it and drinking it for years. He drank it every day to help his eczema, and it turned his fucking skin blue, like permanently blue.
If
he
was blue. Green, would he die?
Huh?
If it was green, would he die?
Yeah, green with envy.
Because I'm blue. If I was green, I would die.
I don't know what that is.
You know the song, like, well, everybody listen to a story about a man.
Oh yeah, whatever. I'm blue, daba diba, ba ba ba.
Yeah, I always thought
I never knew the lyrics.
I thought he said that I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I was green,
I always thought he said I'm blue. I'm in need of a guide, like a guide in life. Yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever floats your boat.
I'm in need of a guide.
But his skin turned. It was permanent. And it's like a combination, like, because he had drank that shit for years, it was a buildup of an excess of that silver shit in his skin, and he was forever blue. I mean, that's a rare condition, but I mean, that was the worst could happen. It's like you name yourself Papa Smurf when you're slamming a girl. You're like, give it up for Papa Smurf. But the weird dude, the number one, and the number one that was like, fuck, dude, it only happens to 5 births out of every 1 million births. This girl, her heart was born, it was on the outside of her chest. Like, it was like the only thing protecting it was skin, and you can literally see it like beating. It's like right here. Ew. Because instead of it forming behind the rib cage, which is like your body's protection for the heart, it literally formed on her outside, and it's just literally covered by skin. And they were like, yeah, nasty. She has to be like, but it's literally 5 births out of every 1 million get that condition. That's how rare it is. But she lives in Florida, but they didn't build, like, you would have thought they'd have built her like something around it, like a fucking cage or something. Like, I mean, she couldn't even be sitting in a car with like a strap on or anything. Like, not like she's strapped. We're not talking about like, Compton shit like that. I'm talking about like an actual, like,
I thought of a totally different strap on, dude.
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, she's young, but I meant like just a seatbelt. Yeah, but I mean a seatbelt. Gotcha. And they're like, oh, she has to be really careful. I was like, I would never fucking move, dude. I would like literally live inside of a bubble for the rest of my life.
That sounds awful.
And you have to sleep on your back. You can't even. I don't even. When you got older, you couldn't even fuck.
probably a lot of shit you can't do.
Yeah,
Probably can't even. Like,
crazy shit though.
I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
I was also watching like weird, doorbell encounters. Like, people have their doorbells up and they get like weird people on there. There's one guy that walked up on the step and he starts smelling like these kids' fucking socks that were just left out. And he was like, and then he was like pumping hand sanitizer after he smelled them. And then after he did the hand sanitizer, he leaned in for a second sniff. He went, and then he like did the doorbell. I was like, what are you fucking doing? What was that point of the hand sanitizer? That's like literally wiping your ass with toilet paper and then using that same tissue paper to clean off your utensils.
That's nasty. That's real nasty, dude. Like those Ring doorbells, like caught on Ring doorbell type shit. Yeah, there's some funny shit.
I also saw like two guys that looked like they were rejects from House of Pain. They were trying to break into their house and like they were trying to kick the door in. And the one guy's like, he's like, oh shit, they got a camera. Let's go. And then they just take off into the night. But their face is clearly seen.
I saw one dude. He ran up on the porch and like tripped on someone's pumpkin. He was like a FedEx guy and he tripped on someone's pumpkin and he got pissed and just out of rage because he fell. He picked up all their pumpkins and started like smashing them on the ground and shit like that. And then he noticed the Ring doorbell was there and he was like, and he tried, like his face gets all close to it. He tries to take it off. He's like, God damn it. And then eventually he goes and gets like $20 or $40 in cash and he goes,
oh, well, at least he paid for him.
Well, he put, I don't think it nearly covered it. He just didn't want to lose his job or whatever. But
I'll just say that he got really into Smashing Pumpkins song before he got out of his car. He was like, I was trying to enact it. I love pumpkins.
Courtney Reed, first super chat of the night. Thank you, buddy. He says, can I get Anton Chigurh on the live stream poll?
Yeah. You're going to do a poll to find out who wins the movie. That's what you're going to do with your life. On Friday, it's scary and sad that your life has come to this. You ask yourself, is a movie important? But why is it important? Is it more important than your life? I guess you'll find out. Flip a coin. Flip a coin and find out. Don't be scared. Get your life. What's your life?
Dude, that
it's weird.
That sounds kind of S&M for a second. Not S&M,
I know.
but,
ASMR. It's weird with him though, because he's like, you're trying to make it funny, but he's like, he's fucking serial killer. Like he's creepy as shit.
Yeah,
you can't do it. But he's also one of the best bad guys of all time. That movie is so goddamn good. No Country for Old Men is one of the best movies out there, without a doubt.
I don't like the ending still, but it's still a fucking 10, dude. Even with that shitty ass ending. Lloyd Brockway, thank you, sir. Says, so if a Walking Dead apocalypse happened tomorrow, would you get your family to safety or find David Gordon Green to get the script for Halloween Ends?
That's a good question.
Well, to be honest, I don't have to do anything to get the script for Halloween Ends except for watch Reddit because it'll probably be out within 48 to 58 minutes at some point. So I'd probably save my family. I think I would.
I don't know. I think I would. I think I would go to like. I heard Toys R Us is back. I just break in there and like steal all their toys. Or I don't know. I always think about that though. Is like the first thing you do is like I guess you'd go to like, well, around here there's not. I mean, I guess you go to Walmart and like get some guns and shit, and then like you know what? You could maybe defensify Walmart. Maybe. Like,
you know what though?
Like a super center. I mean, you'd have to have a good amount of people with you though.
When I was a kid, like I'd have been like, I would love to just like stay at Walmart overnight because you could play with everything and you do everything. But now that we're adults and we can kind of just like, for the most part, when it comes to little stuff, just buy what we want. Yeah. I don't think Walmart would really do it for me. I think I would get bored pretty quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nowadays we probably go to Lowe's.
Yeah. I gotta get
look
some
around. Be like, man, I'd like to have that on my car, but I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I can't afford it. Yeah,
I'm gonna get some new blinds, shower head.
I'm fixing up my house, but I guess the zombie apocalypse come along. Fuck you.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Hey, now right there, that's a nice DeWalt. That's a nice DeWalt drill.
I do need a drill. I do. Anthony Fitzgerald, thanks, buddy. He says, "What's up, guys? Love Friday Night Fights on the live stream, and you guys should do a Dr. Loomis, Michael, and Angry Grandma skit." Hey, when we had her on, that's what we said. I was like, "You got to come on and do a skit with us someday." I don't know if she wants to, but
yeah, I mean, I'd be down for it. Like, they were super nice. Both of them were, and really enjoyed the interview. But the thing about it is like, I get like, she's like a really nice lady. But I was raised by my grandparents, so it's like an automatic, like I get like real, like I try to be like respectful. Like, you know, when your grandparents like took you to church and you'd have to greet everybody at the door, like, how are you doing? You doing good, young man? I'm like, I'm doing very good, sir. Thank you so much. I feel like that. So I don't know if I could do, God damn your grandma. What are you doing? Your hip is as old as your face. Get up and get going. He's going to kill you. Like, I couldn't do that because I'd be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to take you to Waffle House and make it up to you.
You cracked me up at the beginning of that interview because you were doing the yell talk. You were like, how are you today?
I didn't know because she was sitting really far away.
Yeah, they
and
were.
Then I couldn't. I didn't know if she could hear me because sometimes we were talking and then she would like lean forward. So I was just trying to be polite. I wasn't like, "Hey, Gray, how are you?" But yeah, she was
they
really
were both
nice.
super nice. Though.
Yeah, really.
You're
sweet.
right. They were like the nicest people ever. Like on and off camera, they're both super fucking cool. Mark Hunt, thanks, buddy. Says huge fans, Mike and Jay. I need Loomis to yell at me. Mark Hunt, not Mike Hunt.
Mark Hunt. Okay,
Mark
I'll yell at you. Why don't you hunt for a job instead of getting on the goddamn internet and saying, yell at me, Dr. Loomis, like you're like into some BDSM nasty shit. Yell at me. I like it. I want to record it. So when I have sex, I think of it. Mark Hunt, hunt a job. Stop hunting for bullshit on the internet. And I know you've been looking at all that gay porn. Yep, that wiener and butts. That's fine if you're into that, but do it on your free time. Right now, you don't have a job. You don't have a job, you don't get free time. When you get free time, you have a job. Shut the fuck up and get out of my face now.
Wieners and butts sounds like the new SpaghettiOs.
It does.
Wieners and butt shapes.
From Chef Boyardee.
William McSwain, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. He says, excited for tonight, guys. Say, after Mike's rants about Cavill. Yeah, after Mike's rant about Henry Cavill, it made me think of what franchise would be better for his talents. I'm of the camp that he would be great Bond. I think
that's where he's going to ultimately go. We've said for years, dude, I mean, multiple rants on why WB is fuck over Henry Cavill. He's the nicest, sweetest guy. He's the best Superman you could ever possibly ever ask for. He's also a nerd in real life. He built his own goddamn computer and like did an Instagram video on it, and he stuck at it, but he still did it. He plays World of Warcraft. He's into comic books. He understands the nuances of the character. And then you give him a big middle finger and says, go sit on a big wilting dildo. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. But James
sit on
Bond,
a wheel of cheese.
Sit on a wheel of cheese and fart me the alphabet. But yeah, he's James Bond is the franchise for him. I mean, but then again, they're looking at a lot of different people, so I don't know. But I think they did test him, and they were going to deal with him, but he was too young at the time. So
yeah, dude, he would crush it now. He'd be such a good follow. He's the perfect follow-up because I think he's a little smoother than Craig. He's got a little bit more smoothness to him, but he's fucking jacked, dude.
I think it's because he's good looking. I think he's better looking than Craig.
Yeah, and I think he's the obvious choice. If they pick somebody else, I really won't understand.
Well, the thing about Cavill though is if Henry Cavill, if he goes to James Bond for sure, without a question, his role in DC is over because that's going to be like 10 years of his life.
And I'm okay with that because they don't fucking deserve him.
Yeah.
They just don't. Anthony Bazzuto, I love your fucking name, says, Hans, Bubby, I'm your white knight. Happy Friday, gents. Salute. And salute to you.
Hello.
Hans, Bubby.
Thank you. Cheers. Come be gay with Father and I.
Iron Wolf says, we voting tonight? You damn Skippy. We're going to vote in just a couple minutes. Going to go through these super chats. Got one news story that I wanted to talk about because I know you're going to be interested in this, Jay. Patricia Gregory, thank you for the super sticker. You're a sweetheart, Trish. We love you. Mike White Jr., motherfucker. Thanks, dude. Thank you, man. He says, beer money. Yes, I'm cheap. You ain't getting the full $20 because he did $19.99.
What in the goddamn, Mike? That's okay.
What are you going to do with that pity, you motherfucker?
I just wanted to get something to eat. They wouldn't let me in the town. I just wanted to get something to eat.
Get a haircut. Oh, fucking love you, dude. I love you, Mike. Anthony Stamps, thanks, buddy. He says, we should just send Jay a bowl cut wig and have Anton Chigurh be a recurring character like Loomis and Slenderman.
I mean, if I keep losing my hair, we won't have to send a wig.
I don't think the problem is cutting it. I think you need more of it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, the hair's not growing on my head any faster than I'm losing it. So it's not going to work. I'll have to get a wig.
Ditto, dude. Jay
he has you know what he has? If you look at his hair in that movie, it's like a He-Man Prince Valiant cut. If you dyed that motherfucker's hair blonde, he would be like Masters of the Universe, Grayskull.
Yeah, I was showing Jay the other night. When we were doing that Angry Grandma and everybody. I was like, dude, look at this. I took off my hat and shined it under the light. I was like, look at that fucking bald spot, dude. It looked like the barren lands of Nachawacha. It was fucking bad.
Dude, if my forehead gets any bigger, it's going to be the new state, Montana. It's fucking huge, dude. It's like a goddamn runway for an alien craft.
if you put our heads together, we'd be the baldest son bitch this side of Wisconsin.
It would be really bad too, because it'd be in the back and the front.
Kevin Williams, dude, damn, that's a super sweet super chat, man. Really appreciate that. Seriously, thank you. And he says, "Hey guys, love you, love the show. If you were put on the naughty list, naughty, what is the big thing you would have done to get there? Also, which movie gives you more excitement between Spider-Man or The Matrix? Keep up the public service you provide."
Thank you so much, man.
What's something you would have done to get you on the fucking naughty list?
Porn.
I'm trying to think.
What? I mean, yeah.
Of something I actually did.
I did do that multiple times a day.
Oh yeah.
You got your RedTube, you got your Tube8, you got your X videos, you got your X hamsters, you got your Pornhub, obviously the classic choice.
Oh, you just
get a little
watching
bit dangerous.
it, not participating in it. I thought you meant participating in it.
No, I'm talking about just watching it.
Oh yeah, that's a dark night.
Well, I mean, it would be. Yeah. I mean, but then again, we're all human, and you get to explore sides of sexuality that you would never get to do in real life. So it's fun. It's just an exercise of that.
I'll give you. I think mine is something that I feel bad for regularly is when I'm in the store. Because like if I'm in the store, then it means that my day has gone to shit. Because I'm like running in to get something because I forgot to take fucking meat out or something. You know?
Yeah.
So whenever I'm in Kroger, I'm a hot piece of shit. Or I've either got like 2 kids with Anna running around. I constantly pick up shit off the shelves and then just set it down where it doesn't belong. I'm really, really bad about that. Like, you know what I mean?
But if you do it on purpose, then that's different. Like if you just go in there, like I'm gonna fuck up somebody's day and I'm gonna remove and like rearrange the shelf.
Yeah, that's a dick.
See, that's different. If you just do it because you're just like I'm tired and I want to go home, that's different.
I feel bad because I do it like I know that I'm doing wrong because I look around and I make sure nobody's looking. You know. And like, if I make sure I'm not around an employee so that they don't see me do it, but I'll straight up take a stack of Slim Jims and be like, I don't want these. And then put them in like the beer aisle.
I guess the only thing cause I always go back for it. I've left the diet soda on the shelf and then I'll be like, I can't, and I'll be walking, I'll go all the way back. Like I can't do that. Cause I used to work in retail and that fucking sucked when you saw that. Cause I used to be people that put spit bottles and shit and they leave it in there. Like, God damn it. Yeah, I hate you. I hope you get like a fucking. I hope you find your wife's dick in your stocking this year.
that and I skip. Well, I start shit with a lot of small children. That's probably something that I would be on the naughty list for. I like to fight kids.
Yeah, when you like punch them in the throat and they can't breathe, they shouldn't have been standing there.
Kick them in the ass.
They should have been standing there. It wasn't my fault.
I like to start shit with random children in public. That's probably something that I'd be on the naughty list for. But between Spider-Man and The Matrix, God, nobody's gonna like me for this, dude. But I'm gonna say The Matrix. I'm just like I'm excited for Spider-Man. Sure, it's just I'm more excited for The Matrix. I don't know what to say here. I'm more excited for The Matrix. It's different. Like I don't know.
I mean, they both are like retreading in a lot of. Well, actually, I don't know. I'd probably go with Spider-Man just so I can see what the hype is about. I want to see if Maguire and Garfield do come. That's it. I want to see, and I want to see all the memes and all the fucking sad faces on Reddit. And people bitching and crying and whining and screaming, even if the movie is phenomenal about Garfield and Maguire not being on there. That's it.
And by the way, we're joking when we say that because I feel like fucking wasn't it John Campea or whatever that was like, you're never getting the Snyder cut. Get over it. And then it came out, you know, and I got a kick out of that. I don't want to be that guy, but I got to be honest. Like, I don't actually care that much if they're in the movie. Like, I think it'd be really cool if Toby's in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that would be really cool to see. But if they're not in the movie, I'm not going to automatically hate the movie. But it is going to be, I'd say I'm not rooting for that to happen, but it would be it's going to be interesting to see people lose their goddamn gourds over it when it does happen.
Yeah. You know what'll happen is they'll review brigade it. Like if I mean, I'm not saying they will for sure, but I could see them going to like IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes and downvoting it just for the reason because they weren't in it.
Yeah. People
like Marvel is actually a piece of shit company. They promised one thing and they take a fart in your mouth. I took my kids. So they could appreciate my generation's Spider-Man. And then just when the magic was supposed to happen, they said there is no Santa Claus.
I picture like a town hall, like PTA meeting, and one guy's like, I paid good money for those tickets, and another guy's like, I paid $25,000, and then some dude comes out of the back and like, I sucked a dick, man.
You ever sucked some dick for some cocaine, man? You're not an addict. Get out of here.
You ever see the soap suds run down the crack of another man's ass?
Do things to you in prison. But no, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I am excited and hopeful that they're in it, but at the same time, if they're not in it, I don't think it's going to detract from the movie. But I know there's going to be a lot of sourpusses out there if they don't get what they want. So in a way, it's kind of like I want to stick it to the manitis. Remember School of Rock? Yeah, they have stick it to the manitis.
Some
yeah, I don't know, just so I can watch. I mean, it's kind of maybe that would land me on the naughty list. The fact that I would take joy in someone else's disappointment. I'll look like fucking Harry Osborn when he's looking down from the top row at Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2, and he's like, because he sees him clapping.
Dante Trout, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. He says, I asked and I received. Michael and Loomis have returned to the dojo. Revenge of the Action movie is back, and it will be in a mere couple days. Hard Target is going to be the first movie back on Revenge of the Action movie, and we'll share it with all you guys. It's going to be amazing. We already filmed it. Just got to edit it, put it together. YouTube deleted Revenge of the Action movie. Unreasonably, we couldn't figure out why. It took an entire day to get it back, but it's back. They were like, "Oh, my bad, fuck! I deleted your whole goddamn channel. It was fucking. I thought she was someone else, dog."
Damn, like, man, cool. Was you using that channel? I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Yeah, YouTube walked up, was like, "You gonna eat that?"
They fucking dangled us over a balcony like they was Suge Knight. We was Vanilla Ice. So where's my money at, dog? Suge Knight. I would never say that to Suge Knight's face. He is a scary individual. But yeah, that is pretty wild. I think it was because I don't know. I would assume that the reason why they deleted it was because one, it sucked, but two is maybe inactivity. I mean, we hadn't really touched it in a long time. It was like that old girlfriend that you haven't seen for a minute, and you're like, you know what? She was a wild fuck. I mean, maybe I'll call her up on the old booty call phone and see what's going on. What's a cracking a lacking in her vagina?
It's a flip phone.
Yeah, a flip phone. That would be it. That would be your burner phone.
But yeah, I think probably what actually happened is because it's been dormant. So some dickless coward went in there. One of the weird stalker people that we have went in there and like reported it. And YouTube was like, no one's even watching this fucking channel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably didn't even know that they exist. You know, but our motto is strike hard, strike fast, be mediocre. And I think we've done a great service. And I guess you guys are going to feel like very, very happy when you get the final mediocre product. Even more mediocre than this.
Yeah.
Which is saying
no foreplay, come fast, but we'll pay the Uber.
All we're talking about is 1990 action stars' oily, sexy muscles and how great they were. Like Van Damme is the first one up.
Thanks for noticing.
Let me see that.
You're giving me a
Van Damme.
Edward Santiago, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. He says, just to thank you for all the laughs. Need them today. Depression hitting strong. Hey, man, it's that time of fucking year. I get seasonal depression too. When that fucking clock, that stupid ass goddamn daylight savings time kicks in, buddy, it gets the best of us. It does. So.
Yeah, you're going to be all right, man. We're going to get through this together. Let's hold hands and frolic. That's there's a lot of states that are coming out against that daylight savings time. They want it to stop. There's like 8 states or 9 states that said. I think Kentucky might have even been one of them, which is surprising they did anything smart because we got Mitch McConnell.
Old turkey man.
God damn. Yeah. He looks, I swear to God, dude, I saw a picture of him recently. Like every year he's starting to look more and more like that turtle in that lollipop commercial.
He does, dude.
Yeah, not the owl, but there was a turtle it was a Tootsie Roll. You know what I'm talking about? The Tootsie Roll turtle.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Mercurio 80, thanks, buddy. He says, hey guys, have you heard the theory that Jill and Billy are going to be the killers in Scream 5? I've heard because there was a picture of Billy, like skeet, and he was in front of a picture that the other cast members had taken a picture of. But you never know. Like he could just be back providing his voice for a flashback scene or anything, or being in a flashback. He still looks so fucking young. They probably wouldn't even have to de-age the guy. They just shave him and be like, you look just like you were as a fucking kid.
Matthew Lillard.
You know what I mean? No, Skeet.
Oh,
Skeet Ulrich.
It was Skeet Ulrich. Like, look, you could have, you all can continue to talk and argue if Lillard's alive or Stu's alive. Skeet's fucking dead. He was shot in the forehead. Like he was literally shot in the head.
I think they might new Nightmare the Bitch and bring everybody back and just have them be actors. But if that's not the case, Skeet's definitely dead. If that's not the case.
Yeah, it's like they actually replaced his brain with a cybernetic organism and he somehow survived it. It was an experimental test. It was experimental. And his parents came back and said, we'll pay whatever it costs. Ever since then, he's been underground.
Yeah. Mike White Jr. says, okay, I have an idea for Revenge of the Action movie channel. The Wham Skull logo with the Rambo bandana. That's pretty dope, dude.
I like it.
I like that. I like
yeah,
that.
and then we should get the skull should be smoking a cigar like Jesse Ventura in Predator.
Yeah.
Or no, he was like, well, yeah, he did smoke a cigar, but he had a bunch of slack jaw. You know what? This will put hair on your chest when he was.
Yeah, we'll put that in the logo. We'll definitely not get canceled. We'll just put it in like the text and everything. Tyler Rumfeld, thanks, buddy. Hey guys, good news. My dad says I'm not adopted. Hey, you're not Jamie from Yellowstone. Good for you.
Job.
Plot twist. He responds with, "Why the hell would I pick you?"
That's hey, I got one. Hey, let me ask you a question before.
He says, "Drinking one for you boys."
Hey, man, drink two. I'm gonna drink several. Let me ask you a question, man. Permanently, you have to give up one of these. And you guys can answer this too if you want. Blowjobs or cheese? You got to give up one.
I'll give up.
You got to give up one forever.
Answer.
It's not.
But then you're like, nachos?
No, dude. I'm gonna give up blowjobs. They hurt my jaw.
That's the best one you ever fucking had. Yeah, that's not that. It shouldn't even classify as a dad joke, dude. That's just a good joke.
No, it's not a dad joke. Well, it was, dude. I don't know what it was off a compilation thing, and it was just a random. But it's like a British dude said that. He came up with a really good one. He was like, "Hey, do you know?" He said, "Do you know why they name? Have you ever noticed why they name a lot of the hurricanes after women?" And they're like, "No, why?" And they're like, "Oh, well, because they come in wild and wet. And then after they leave, they take everything away from you and destroy everything." I was like, damn.
That's pretty fucking good, too. I just spoiled Yellowstone for a lot of people.
Why?
Bitch, that happened like season 3. Come on, man.
Wild
I just
and wet.
got caught up.
Did he give up blowjobs for cheese?
No, the adopted thing.
Oh.
I didn't know
you said that, right? I haven't seen the show, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
Sorry, guys. Okay, we caught up on those. I fucked up Yellowstone for a lot of people. Maybe that's what I'm going to be on the naughty list for. Let's get into the show.
Let's go ahead.
First, though, there's one thing I want to talk about because I want to get your thoughts on this, dude. This is crazy. Batman update. The Batman update.
I wonder who he is under that mask. Some people say Bruce Wayne.
It could be. He's rich and has all sorts of toys.
My money's on Elon Musk.
Yeah. God, that would suck. He'd be the worst Batman fucking casting ever. I would hate that shit. Anyway,
he would drive around the goddamn Tesla.
I need to charge this.
Yeah, the fucking truck thing he's got coming out.
But yeah, the Batman would never be talked into smoking weed with Joe Rogan. He would get Joe Rogan to smoke weed. I don't know what I'm going with that. Anyway,
he might.
There's a rumor, dude, that the Batman, it's going around that the Batman has 2 cuts of the movie, right? And the studio just decided one cut cuts out a particular character, and they didn't say which character it was, right? But they said one cut has a particular character in it, and the other cut has him completely cut out. And they've been screening it for each other, trying to decide which one to keep, right?
Why don't you keep the one with him in it?
Well, it's not Batman, but
no, I mean the villain, whoever they're cutting out.
Well, that's the thing. The person that people are the rumor of who they might be cutting out is this guy named Barry Keoghan. Barry Keoghan.
Sounds like a fitness guru that lost his job in the 90s. The Barry Keoghan diet. He's
apparently a good actor. I'll show you a picture of him here. Now, this is crazy because of a certain specific reason. That certain specific fucking reason
is because he's holding an axe, threatening people.
That's not him in the movie. That's him in something else. It's him in the Green Knight, I think. He was in Dunkirk, Green Knight, Eternals. But when this dude was cast, okay, his brother tweeted out that his brother was playing the Joker in the new Batman movie. And then they deleted the tweet. And now when they came out, he's playing this Detective Merkel is what he's listed as in IMDb, who's a close friend and partner of Commissioner Gordon, right? So a lot of people think that this guy is actually supposed to be the Joker and that they've been hiding it from people, and they're trying to decide whether or not to keep him in the movie as the Joker.
I mean, I hope not, because I'm not saying, I can't really place him. He's got an interesting look, but to be honest with you, he kind of looks like the guy from, you know what that looks like? He kind of looks like the B-52's lead singer, like mixed with the kid from Ready Player One.
He looks like I get the Ready Player One thing. Are the B-52s no, that's SR-7
Love Shack, baby.
Pick me when I'm
Yeah, the guy that the lead singer looks like Ryan Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway? But anyway, that guy, yeah, dude, look, the thing about it, yeah, God, I don't know. I don't see the Joker with that at all.
But here's my thing, like I kind of can see the Joker. What I can't see is like a hardened Gotham City detective.
Dude, this guy looks like a fucking out of work models for Dillard's. Like he used to be like a model for Dillard's,
like,
and then he just doesn't really do anything anymore.
Well, and like a Joker actor can surprise you because there's been several, like it comes out of nowhere. And
Ledger was a good looking guy, but that guy, I don't know. I could see him as another villain. I just don't see him as Joker. Like, I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix is just a powerful actor. So I don't know. But this guy,
I don't see it straight off, but I can see it. Like, to me, he looks more like the Joker if you put white makeup on him and shit, like a young Joker, than he does a hardened detective. And that's the only thing that made me pause and go, "Oh fuck, maybe that is what they're doing." You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm just not seeing it right there. Yeah, I don't know. Nah.
He's young.
If the rumors are that they have two different cuts of the one where Joker would be in it versus the one where he wouldn't be in it. Now, initially, I did say, okay, we'll leave him in it, but then maybe it is a better idea to keep Joker out because look, the Joker doesn't need to be in every single Batman movie. I love the Joker. The Joker is classic as fuck, obviously, for obvious reasons. He's one of the best villains of all time, but let's focus on some other villains. Like we got Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Let's build him up a little bit. Let's build up the Riddler. The guy that's playing him is awesome. Let's build that up. I mean, let's introduce a little bit lesser known characters like Black Mask or Victor Zsasz. And like make it a darker kind of Batman where Victor Zsasz is literally a fucking serial killer that carves into his skin how many people he's killed.
I like the guy they did in Birds of Prey who played Victor Zsasz. I thought he was fucking awesome.
So and then you let Joker linger. First off, I would have, you know what, if it was up to me though, if it were given my choice, I would say let's cut Catwoman out because that's you know what, and I know people love fucking Catwoman. They love that pussy, and who wouldn't? She's got a whip, but at the end of the day, how many times has Catwoman's story been told? How many iterations have we seen? I'm not talking. Okay, don't say, "Oh, well, how many iterations of Batman have we seen?" It's Batman.
He's the titular character.
He's the tits.
He's the titties.
Yeah, and the ocular word here is tits, as far as the Catwoman goes. But I'm not saying again that there's not a place and time for Catwoman. It's just not now. I don't know why you got to have her in the first movie, but that's going on a rant that's not needed. But Joker, I'd save him for like a third movie. If they were doing a trilogy, I would save him as the last villain in the third movie. And that way, because this is Batman's beginning story. Like he just started out.
The councilman from Versailles wants to be let it known on the record that I completely agree with Mr. J.
Oh, I thought you were saying from Versailles. I was like, from France?
Versailles? No, Versailles? I totally agree. I don't need Catwoman in this movie. The Joker, what I think is that if they're gonna have him in the movie and he's so young, right? But like Batman's just starting out too.
Yeah.
That it would be like you would see the character throughout the movie a couple times, and then maybe in an end credit sequence or whatever, they reveal that he's going to be the Joker in a future movie. In that case, it doesn't sound like that bad of an idea because like you're not taking out of the movie because you're right. You already got the Penguin, you already got Catwoman, you got the Riddler, you got Batman's semi-origin
whoever
story,
else they might throw in the mix. I mean, what about we never got a fucking Deathstroke? Joe Manganiello would have been awesome, and I never got to see that, and that would have been great. The thing about Joker is like, again, you put Joker in this movie, you're literally competing with yourself. DC, I mean, they're not the smartest tool in the shed anyway, so I wouldn't be shocked if they do this, but they already got a fucking killer in Joaquin Phoenix. Like, it's great. Like, let that hype build up behind that, use that to your advantage, and put Joker in the back burner until Joaquin Phoenix gets his second movie out, which, you know, there's also a hot debate about whether or not they should even make a sequel to Joker, but regardless, they're going to do it.
That's my whole thing, though, because you can't tie those two things together. I mean, you could with some fancy writing, but that's a different Batman. So
yeah, I know, but it's like a McDonald's opening up a McDonald's like across the street from each other. Like it's like, but we serve like a different kind of sauce.
Yeah, you'd have to be like people, hey, you're just going to have to forget that he's the Joker in that movie too. Because he's good and we want him in this fucking movie. But
again, it's all rumor. If he is Joker, though, I think that was a dumb move. I would not. And by the way, why does Joker got to be the same age as Bruce Wayne, Batman? Like, why to me, Joker's always been like maybe a 15 years older than Batman and a lot more experienced with the world. And because he's had more time to be corrupted, he's like, I don't know. I just feel like Joker is always older than Batman. I don't know.
And I think this guy's actually younger. he's younger than Batman. I think
I
Robert
wouldn't-
Pattinson looks older than he does. But
Yeah.
I mean, I do hesitate to say like, oh, that guy doesn't look like Joker to me, because I've seen Dunkirk and I've seen stuff he's in, but I can't remember his actual acting. And again, like almost every Joker that we've had, aside from Joaquin Phoenix, because we all knew he was going to be fucking great, surprised us. Nobody saw
Yeah.
Heath Ledger as a Joker.
No,
you know,
I didn't see
Jack
that.
Nicholson pissed off a lot of people.
Well, no, I mean
know,
Nicholson, you got to go back to look at, he was Jack Torrance in The Shining. They knew he could play crazy.
yeah,
The only
yeah,
one
but,
that really pissed off was Michael Keaton.
yeah, that's true. Well, and but some of the people that were gonna cast as him were some crazy fucking out there ideas.
Dude, they were gonna cast Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
What
was
the
he gonna
fuck?
play the
No, he was
Joker,
gonna
or was
play
he gonna play
Joker.
Robin?
No, he was gonna play Joker. You're thinking of the one that was the you're thinking of Marlon Wayans was for Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Was
that,
gonna play Robin.
I actually wouldn't mind Marlon Wayans.
But no,
Robin,
but they were literally gonna
shit.
they were gonna cast like Eddie Murphy and some Joker. Like it was just gonna be a fucking campy ass movie in '89. And then they're like, no, what the fuck? You guys smoke too much red herring weed.
But again, if they're thinking about cutting him out of the movie, like that says something right there. Maybe they double pivoted and were like, oh shit, they saw what he did on screen and like, I don't know if we need it. Maybe we should cut it out.
Yeah, and you don't want to oversaturate the movie. Again, the biggest thing is let the villain shine. Like let Colin Farrell's performance be good. Let the other guy as Riddler be good. And then because they're
doing a whole TV series with Riddler, by the way. They're going to go back to his origin.
I like
not Riddler, but not Penguin. Colin Farrell's the Penguin signed on.
Like if they, well, that'll be awesome.
An HBO Max
if they do Penguin right, man, he's going to be fucking great. Because all that Penguin really is he's like a gangster, like he's like a mafia dude.
Yeah,
and I like those kind of stories. But yeah, I would let those other villains have their time in the limelight, and then because the first thing that's going to happen is if Joker's in the movie, that's all anybody's going to talk about. They're not even going to. I mean, I'm not saying they won't mention everybody else. But they'll be like, is Joker going to be in the second movie? He's got to be in the second movie. Yeah. Just like that they kind of butt fucked themselves in Batman Begins because you had the Joker card. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm glad it happened because we got Heath Ledger as Joker, but you put yourself in a shoebox full of pee-pee. Because when you did that, everybody said Joker's in the next one. Even though if you just teased it out and you're like, oh, well, he's out there, but we're not going to put him in the second one.
That reminds me of the other guys, by the way. It was like, hobos have been fucking in my car all night long. There's jizz on the seats. But yeah, no, like I totally agree with you, dude. I don't think it needs Joker. I think that's all anybody's going to be focused on if they even hint at it.
I just don't want anybody to say, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea though. Mike and I love Joker. Like he might be the best villain of any comic book character ever. I mean, he might be. Right. But the fact is he's been used every time Batman is mentioned in any kind of screen adapted film. It's always like Joker going to be in it. Joker going to be in it. And Batman's got one of the most craziest, coolest, different variety villains lineup that you can pick from, and you always go. I'm not saying. I mean, it's always the best wine, but like, let's try some fucking Seagrams tonight.
Let's get some strange.
Hey, you want a fucking Zima instead of a Boone's Farm? I don't know.
And again, like the odds are not in your favor because we've had one bad Joker. One out of everyone that's been cast.
But even that bad Joker was redeemed with Zack Snyder because he's a goddamn good director.
Yeah.
So
it's not gonna the Joker's not gonna be great every time. Eventually we're gonna trot somebody out here and it's gonna fucking put a big old
they kind of did that
with Joker's name.
They did that with Jared Leto, but Jared Leto was redeemed by Zack Snyder. But then again, I don't know because anytime now they know and they understand how much of an iconic character that is. That's like. Well, I was gonna say, well, that'd be like they would never shoot themselves in the foot. But then again, we have got George Clooney as fucking Batman before. Even though I like George Clooney, if that had been a different script, different story. But either way.
But I'm 100% with you, dude. Joker's not needed in this movie at all. So, but that's just interesting. And also, Matt Reeves came out and said that he's pretty sure that his Batman is the scariest Batman of all the Batmans, which is exciting.
That's great.
Yeah,
because Batman, if you look at Batman overall, the stories that you get, like the Long Halloween. And like graphic novels like that, the Bane story, Nightfall, Batman is literally a gothic horror story with a costume vigilante keeping the demons of the night away from the common folk. With a detective story being the main, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's like a 7. We mentioned that before. The Batman looks and feels like 7 with
they've tried to scare you up Batman a couple times. When we're introduced to Batman in Zack Snyder's universe and he's hanging out on the ceiling of that fucking cell, like they really try to do that up, and he's putting his fucking brand in people. Like they try to do that up, and then obviously Batman Begins, I think, had the scariest Batman to date when everybody was tripping. I guess that wasn't technically Batman, but just that scene in general when everybody was tripping on the fucking water supply. And he's like, he's like bleeding black blood out of his mouth. That was cool.
Yeah, it looked like Manny Pacquiao without a steroid juice. But I love Manny Pacquiao, by the way. But no, well, yeah, I remember seeing that trailer in the theater, The Batman Begins, and it was so different because I didn't even know anything about a new Batman movie, and it started out like a horror movie. Like you're like,
Yeah.
where are you? And it's like, here. And I didn't know what the fuck that was. And then it was like,
Yeah.
and then it was like Batman Begins. Like, what the fuck? Okay, they thought something different. And it was cool. I like that. And but you know, I guess to be fair, Tim Burton did start the creepy atmospheric building with, I mean, if you look at Batman Returns, that literally is some creepy shit.
Yeah.
With Penguin. And
It's
then they
just
just
wild
kind of
Tim Burton
evolved
creepy.
it a little bit later on. But yeah, I hope the Batman, I hope it's like, did they say it's gonna be rated R?
I don't know. I can't remember.
We'll see.
But
I hope it's,
I think for sure it's gotta be, you know?
Well, yeah, the best, the skating that line with thriller horror is perfect fit for Batman. Making it like a 7-esque type of perfect.
Totally agree, dude.
Perfect blend. It's like
Pop-Tarts. 7 is the way to go with that, you know? And then they set it up with that something in the way.
So
like
good,
it's gonna
man.
be dark.
That's gonna be good. Yeah.
I can't fucking wait. Hey, Paul Brickman, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that super chat, man. Says, howdy, boys. Huge fan here. My team and I have been working on crazy hours on a big project all week, and I need to give them a happy boost. Give the Paul Brickman creative team a shout out and a good laugh. LA loves Wham.
Hey, all right. Paul Brickman and the creative team, you guys have put your heart and soul in the project that you've been working on. And I got to say, God damn, I'm proud of you. Finally, men will be able to have erections longer than 3 minutes when they're with their ladies. And that is the commitment that I like to see, the research that your team with Brickman leading have put into this project.
Don't make
I am myself happy to be first volunteer because right now, let me tell you something, 60 seconds to 30 seconds, that's about all I can give. I'm happy the day finally has come that I can give her at least a good 5 minutes of solid heaven before I go to sleep because of that project and that team lead, Brickman. A new answer for guys' prayers.
Paul, when your employees get tired one day and it's been a long day and you've been putting in the fucking hours, I just want to let you know I'm going to come in there with a straw in my hand and an 8-ball in the other hand. And I want you all to bend over that desk. And I want you to spread your butt cheeks. All right? And then I'm going to blow cocaine into every one of your assholes.
That's how you
like
do
a
it.
circus seal.
That's how you do it. I like that. And he's not gay. He just likes to blow cocaine into men's butts.
No, the gay part comes later when I lick it all
that ain't
out.
gay. I mean, I don't know why you all looking weird at him. He ain't gay.
It's gay because I want it to be.
If he licked your butthole, is that gay? No, he's just checking it.
I'm going to lick everyone's assholes.
That's right.
With cocaine in them.
After he's done with the coke's blowing.
Yeah.
Paul Brickman, man. Paul Brickman. By the way, Paul, I was going to say Paul Brickman. It does sound like he sounds like a Gotham villain too. I don't know. It just says later reports out of Gotham is Paul Brickman has been found guilty of harvesting the nerve agent known as fear gas, known also exclusively by Scarecrow. Paul Brickman was found guilty later today or earlier today. Later, I don't know. Paul Brickman.
He sounds like he hangs out with Paul Bateman, which is why the whole cocaine suits business thing popped into my head, right?
But then again, I could be, we could be wrong. I mean, Paul Brickman also sounds like a fucking basketball, like he manufacturer, like he makes basketballs.
That'd be the worst
Brickman
manufacturing
Sports.
fact. Like, who would want to buy a ball that was called brick?
Yeah,
right. It's bad luck.
God, that guy missed so many free throws, so many bricks. He could have built a house. Well, he did buy Paul Brickman sporting gear.
Edward Santiago.
Oh, it's not just a clever name then.
Edward Santiago says, Jay, do you know the difference between a pregnant woman and a light bulb?
No.
You can unscrew a light bulb. It's pretty good.
I like it.
Take the baby back.
Give it to me now.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude,
Solo
when
pilot.
someone tells me a joke like that, look at this. Dude, I see it like this. I go, look at this face. That's some good shit, man. I love dad jokes.
Solo pilot says, hey guys, Korjai. What's up, Korjai Taylor? You motherfucker. Huh?
That's
you
a sweet
motherfucker.
guy.
You know what time it is. He says, do me a favor and say Mike Hunt 3 times fast. My cunt, my cunt, my cunt. Did I do that right?
Yes. It's so true. It's so true.
Mike Hunt.
Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt. Oh, my cunt.
My lovely lady.
Oh, shit. I said it on purpose this time, though. I wasn't supposed to do it.
Oh, shit tits. Mark Ponce. Ponce de Leon says, who's a better Batman, Val Kilmer, George Clooney? Go Cowboys. Val fucking Kilmer, dude.
What are
you crazy?
Dude, why are you coming up into our house squirting paintballs? You know it's not. You knew we were going to say Val Kilmer. It's not going to. Nobody outside of a 5-year-old would say George Clooney. But then again, he is sexy. You know what? I will give George Clooney some credit, though. George Clooney was a really good Bruce Wayne. Like, he just had it down. Like, he wore the black turtleneck. He had the graying on the sides. He did look like a very smooth, suave Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But just the Batman thing was fucking awful.
Yeah. And it's not like he couldn't act it. He just...
No, dude. What's really sad about that movie, when you look at Batman and Robin, it came on the heels of how good Dusk Till Dawn was, with Robert Rodriguez writing it and directing it. God damn, you imagine something like that.
That's the Batman we need.
I need that aggressive. That aggressive.
Jesse Deadeye says, yo, give your boy a birthday shout out. 34 today. Hey, happy fucking birthday, Jesse.
Man, happy birthday, dude.
Fucking get crazy, man. You're 2 years younger than I am. 7 years younger than Jay.
Treat yourself to some acid tonight. I mean, treat yourself to some ice cream tonight, not acid. Nobody is just encouraging drug use around here.
Hey, by the way, it's also Will Arnwine's fucking birthday today.
Hey, Will Arnwine, all right.
Good fuck. It must be a good goddamn day if all these sexual some bitches are having birthdays.
And hooked on a feeling. Yeah, Mike always says you look like Chris Pratt, so you should dance in the door for your birthday.
I don't know why I went chubby checkers.
Reba.
Oh shit. All right, let's get into the fucking show. Now that we've got all that, we got the Batman stuff, dude. This is a new idea. This is the first time we're going to be trying it tonight, you guys, and I'm really excited about it. Box office rematch. Now, if you don't know what that means, what it means is that we're going to go into the 90s, from 1990 to 2000. Every single month of December, the month that we're in, we're going to go back to that year's December. And I've selected certain movies, the best movies that were playing in theaters. And I'm going to name them to you guys. And you're going to pick if you could go see any of those movies today, month by month, by the way, starting with 1990. If you can go see any of those movies today, which one would you pick? Yeah. And then after the show's over, probably tomorrow on Twitter, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look and I'm going to see, hey, were we right? Did we pick the movie that actually made the most money or not?
You haven't seen?
No, I haven't looked yet. Oh. But I'm going to see how they match up.
I don't believe
I have not.
I think you're holding all the aces in your hands.
No, I hold.
I will not be made fool of again.
Hip Hop Anonymous. You give him the easy one.
God damn you, Scuba Steve.
Come back later. I'll Indian wrestle you.
I like how you said that as a like a parting thing, like they do it all the time. Like it was an enjoyable thing for both of them.
He's like, you want cheesecake? He's like, no, not right now. It's a bad time.
Oh, he said no to cheesecake.
Okay, so the first one is, and there's several options here, which makes it more interesting a little bit. December of 1990. All right. The first interesting option is Edward Scissorhands, which we're going to be able to talk about. You can go see Edward Scissorhands on this 1990 December.
Why don't you just touch me? I can't. He's like, I can't.
Or you can go see I'm the Party Pooper, the Kindergarten Cop. Or you can go see Look Who's Talking Too.
That's a good one. I do like them both.
And then
all three.
Finally, you could go see Godfather Part 3.
Yeah, that's a tampon on the Godfather series right there. Holy shit. So are we going to vote based on what you like? So obviously everybody's seen it. Are you going to vote based on like what you would like if you'd never seen these movies in 1990?
No.
What your gut feeling would be?
No, based on having seen them now. And knowing them.
All right.
Like which one would you go? So the poll's sitting up there.
I like it. I like it. Pretty easy now because I mean I definitely know what I'm going to pick.
Well, okay, let's do it this way. While they're voting, what's the last one you would pick? What's your
Godfather
least favorite
3
choice? Godfather 3.
That's a fucking burnt salami. I don't want to. Nobody wants to eat that shit. It tastes like old goddamn wood. That's a terrible movie. I've tried to watch that movie because I get in those like every once in a while you get in those mafia kicks. You'll watch The Sopranos. You'll watch everything mafia related you can get your hands on, and then you get to Godfather. And you watch 1 and 2. You're like, fuck, that's so good. And then you get to 3, and it's like someone farted in your nose.
Yeah,
and it's like, what the fuck happened?
It's the incest that gets me. Like it's half about Andy Garcia wanting to fuck his cousin, you know?
Andy Garcia is an awesome actor too, but I never, ever, ever could get behind him taking over the family. Ever. He just didn't have it for me.
Yeah, and he had that terrible pleather jacket and shit that he was doing. But here's the thing, though. Like, that's not going to be my last one, dude. As much as I love Look Who's Talking, and I know I'll get shit on for this,
What the
but
hell?
as much as I love Look Who's Talking and Look Who's Talking Too and John Travolta and all that shit and Kirstie Alley, I've always had a thing for Kirstie Alley. That's going to be my last place one, actually, because The Godfather still, even though they had that terrible incest storyline and the terrible Andy Garcia stuff at the beginning of it, you still have Pacino as full on Michael Corleone, and you still have the fucking that helicopter scene, dude. Where they're all up there in that meeting. Holy tits!
Yeah, it was good. I don't like them retreading it, because at the end when he's in the wine garden, or
I
in
like
his
that,
garden,
though.
I know, but it was just like too full fucking circle for me. I was like, I get it.
He had the diabetes.
You like Marlon Brando. I know, but he dies alone like Marlon Brando did. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, fuck.
And then also I think that's the one, right, with the classic line. Just when I thought that was out, they pulled me back in. You know?
That was a great line. Al Pacino's a better actor than John Travolta is. I just liked the John Travolta, because the thing is, it wasn't just John Travolta. It was Bruce Willis doing the voice of Mikey. And then you had Kirstie Alley, and then you had John Travolta, and then you had classic Roseanne, really funny Roseanne back in the day. That shit was funny, because you always think, like, can babies think for themselves and talk? And if they do talk, and then you had Damon Wayans doing the voice for that black kid in the when they went to the recess area. He was like, "Hey man, where you been?" And he's like, "Oh, I was over playing doctor." He goes, "Doctor, you dog." He's like, "Hey man, I gotta go make a house call later." And he's like, "God," because it was him. Lenny gets all the girls, and then he's like, "What?" It goes, "How do I stop myself from peeping? When you have to pee, you jump up and down, but nothing seems to want to come out. So you just jump up and down a little more." And he goes, "And I don't have to pee. And I don't have to pee. And I do have to pee, and I better go right now. Up! Stuff really sticks up on you."
Damn, dude, you had that thing fucking memorized.
Well, because I've seen it so many times. And then you get the classic scene when Travolta's taking the two kids and they're gonna go see like a movie, and he was like, he had to go see that shitty fucking PG movie, but he wanted to take them to see True Lies because it came out. That was so cool. But yeah, I think the number one, though, what would you say, though, pick between Scissorhands and Kindergarten Cop?
For me, dude, it's all day, every day. It's easily gonna be Kindergarten Cop. I pick Kindergarten Cop.
That's
like, I love Edward Scissorhands. Like, it's a classic fucking movie. It
weird.
Like, a lot of childhood memories watching that, and it is weird. And
Vincent Price is in it too.
Yeah, it's a fucking classic, dude. It's an amazing movie. But for me, for my kicks and shits, dude, I'm gonna go with one of the funniest Arnold Schwarzenegger movies around. It's not a tumor. It's not.
Girls have vagina. Boys have penis, or whatever. Boys have penis. Girls have vagina.
Yeah, dude, that whole thing when he's like, when he finally, because I taught it at daycare, so I remember like exactly what those fields are. He's like, "Shut up!"
And then they start crying. It's like, "Oh no, don't do that."
Yeah, dude. And then like, dude, the bad guy, like, Kindergarten Cop's actually got an underrated crime story in it, because the kid Dominic, I don't remember the guy's name, but I've seen him in other stuff. The dude with the ponytails coming around, and he's like, he's fucking slimy.
He's like, "My kid doesn't even know who I am." He was fucking scary, dude. Like, he had some real anger. I'm like, I think you're pissed off because this happened to you in real life, because you had an ex-slut wife that told bad stories about you to your son. But yeah, that was And then you had the dude. Do you remember the principal in that movie, the old lady,
the little lady?
She was the bad guy, and I always remember she was the bad guy if looks could kill. Do you remember that movie with Richard Grieco? Yeah, I love that movie. So
she's an awesome actress too.
I know. But yeah, it's gonna be. First off, Arnold was hot then anyway. Like, I'm not saying like hot sexy, like physically hot, but I'm saying like he was on a hot ticket. Yeah, but he was a good looking guy. But I think a lot of people just in 1990 alone were like, yeah, I'm gonna go see the Arnie movie, and not like because let's be honest, Edward Scissorhands, while it's a good film and it's a good flick, and it's got some creepy like Christmas vibes or something, it's a chick flick for sure. In 1990, if you had to pick out of those, you're gonna go see either Godfather Part 3 or Arnie. So even now, but watching all of them, I'm still gonna pick the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I'm picking Arnold too. Let's see who fucking won. And it looks like it is. Dude, it was a blowout. I think we started talking some people into some shit here. It's not a tumor. It's not. With Edward Scissorhands wins, but it only wins 43% to 40%. Kindergarten Cop coming in second place. Look Who's Talking 2 came in third place, and Godfather Part 3. No, it actually came in. They flipped the bitch. Godfather got 9%. Look Who's Talking got 8%. But yeah, Edward Scissorhands wins. But Kindergarten Cop made it. That was a good fight. You know what I mean?
Good. I want a recount. I'm gonna hire some judges. I don't think it was true. I know the best judges, the most wonderful judges in the world, and these are not good judges. A recount's happening. It is what it is. I think that I mean Arnie is for me is the best one, but I could see Edward Scissorhand was the first one that introduced me, like ASMR when she's putting the makeup on him and she's like, okay, let's just do that to your face. I was like, when she was trying to do the makeup to his face, and she was making all the bottle and the noise going. I was like, yep.
It's my first foray into like, would I sleep with that older woman? I think I might. I don't know. She scares me. And
well,
she probably make me go to Tupperware parties. As a kid, I was like, I don't know.
I don't know why I had a crush on that red hair girl. Like I knew that she would smell like old stale goldfish, and she would probably smell like vodka, but I'd still probably lay with it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. It made me feel weird.
And like her afternoon of after fucking would be like playing Pinochle. And
maybe she'd let you play her Nintendo, or Atari. Mornay Cloette says, long time no see. Glad to make this one. Saw Ghostbusters Afterlife yesterday. Was kick ass. Still waiting on that room tour, Jay. Gonna have a great night. Woo!
We'll get to that soon. I promise you this, okay? Because my carpet's got all sorts of cum stains on it, so I have to clean those first, and then we can get that done. I'll give you. I mean, it's not a big room or anything like that, but I'll definitely do a video or something showing you guys. It's not big. It's not gonna take a long time, and I know that's like my wiener and my sex, but it'll be a very short video, but I will show you.
DJ Dream Entertainment says y'all should look into putting together a Plex server so you guys can share the movies you own together without having to borrow discs. God damn, that's not. I didn't even know that was a thing, dude. He said a Plex server. We can share the movies we own without having to borrow the discs.
How do you do that?
I don't know, but I'm going to Google
it tomorrow. Magic?
I'm going to Google that shit tomorrow.
Someone sounds like a sorcerer.
I got to pee really bad. So what I'm going to do is
I'm going to pee too.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce this next one. And while you guys are voting, you can give your opinions and then I'll pee. And then when I get back, I'll give mine. We can do it that way. That way we can go.
Are we both going pee?
No, not at the same time. We'll take turns.
I want to go together.
Yeah, we'll play swords. Okay, but I'll put this one in quick so that we can get right to it. December of 1991. The 1990 winners, obviously, Edward Scissorhands. Kindergarten Cop, close second. But December of 1991 brings about this. You go to the theater in December 1991, and here's the best choices you have. Number 1, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
That's not a bad one.
Not the worst. You have Hook. Robin Williams Hook.
Okay.
That's a great one. You got hilarious Father of the Bride. Steve Martin action. I love that fucking movie.
It's good.
And then finally, dude, this is where it gets dark. And this is where you get the 90s. The Last Boy Scout.
Oh, God. God damn, the 1990s were full of good shits.
I'll be right back. I'm going to make you big.
I had some good shits, too. In 1991, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. Oh, it's me. Hi. I'm full screen now. So, my opinion, I think out of those 4 flicks, man, it would be a tough one. I've got to go with Looky Looky. I got Hooky. I mean, I got to go with the Rufio. You have Robin Williams playing Peter Pan. And you have Dustin Hoffman playing Captain Hook. You have the guy that played Smee, can't remember his name, awesome actor, amazing actor as well. Man, Hook was just so special. And I never think of that. Hook is a perfect Christmas movie. The fact that it takes place during Christmas, notwithstanding, but it just, it feels like a Christmas movie. Just, I don't know. But yeah, man, Hook, Last Boy Scout is so goddamn good. A lot of people forget about that movie, how good it is. It's scary as shit. In a way, because when you imagine the very beginning, that dude shoots himself in the fucking end zone. Like, look, FanDuel is not worth your life, FanDuel. But either way, yeah, it's fucked up. And then Father of the Bride, I guess I liked it, and I love Steve Martin. Steve Martin is great. He is an icon. But I like it for a the basic comedy that it is. I guess it got more meaningful if you've got children or especially Father of the Bride Part 2, whereas when his daughter gets pregnant, he's gonna be a grandfather, and then his wife's fucking pregnant. Like, holy shit, did you guys schedule this? It's not like I don't have enough stress, honey. And then what was it? What did he say? Hook, and what was the other one? What was the 4? Hook. Oh, she's not listening. Well, there was Hook, there was Father of the Bride, the movies, yes. No, not characters. Oh, Star Trek. Okay. Yeah, Star Trek. Yes. The Undiscovered Country. It's a really good it's a really good flick. Honest to God, it's not bad. After the fifth one, which was a shit heaping garbage on fire, Tyrannosaurus shit. It was an awful movie. Sixth one was pretty good. And also, if you look at it now, is the last time you ever got to see the original cast of Star Trek together on screen. It was really cool to see all that. But at the end of the day, it's got to be Hook. I think I'm going to pick Hook. That's my thing. Rufio. I remember the toys. I think they had toys at McDonald's. Was it McDonald's or Burger King or something where you could there was like a it looked like Robin Hood or something on a it was like some kind of like surfboard thing. I don't know. I just remember the toys and really enjoying the movie overall. And they made I liked how they made Dustin Hoffman, the fact that he was so bent on he needed Peter Pan. He needed him back. Like he was like, and what would the world be without Captain Hook and Peter Pan? I don't know. Peter Pan. I just it was a really charming movie. It was very sweet, and it was cool. And you couldn't have picked a better Peter Pan than Robin Williams. He embodied that role. So yeah, Hook's my thing. That's it. It might not be your thing, but then again, I cannot. Last Boy Scout is that one. Oh my fuck. I don't know, but yeah, I'd still see Hook. Because I never did. No, I don't think I saw it on the big screen. That would be one I would have loved to see on the big screen, but yeah. So it's gonna be Hook. I talked a lot. You know what, guys? I just noticed something. I thought everybody just left the room when I started talking, but I've had it on private chat the entire time, and I've not been able to see anybody talking. So I'm like, so fuck it. Haddonfield 88 says Peter Pan cartoon on Fox was dope. Tim Curry was the voice of Hook. That's a good choice. I think that he actually would have been a really good live action Hook, I think, back in the day. Hello, Iron Wolf. Hello, Nick and Telly. You're a sexy beast as well. Dan McCarty says Hook definitely was great growing up. Watching that Christmas morning with the fam was great memories. Getting old sucks, but whatever. Yeah, it really does. You get some aches and pains in places you never thought you would, and then you cut a fart and it turns into a poop, and you're like, what? I used to do that all the time back in the day, but I had chili the night before, and yeah. Anyway, Anthony Stamps, thank you so much. I definitely will tell Mike so he can answer as well. Who's your favorite supervillain? Mine used to be Joker, but when incels started taking over his image, I can't stand. Excuse me, really quick, the chat with movie. I can't stand the sight of him, so now my new favorite is Venom. Still like the Joker though. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Honestly, I think my favorite villain, growing up, I always did like Dr. Doom. I think Dr. Doom is a really cool villain. I think that if he's done right and he's in the right hands, he could be a very scary villain and a very interesting villain as well. Because the thing about Dr. Doom is Dr. Doom he is very egotistical and he's very narcissistic. But the thing about it is he's also very much a caring person because he cares about his people in Latva, but he wants to bring his mom back and shit like that. And he also taps in. Not only is he as smart and as inventive as someone like Reed Richards and Tony Stark, but he taps into little bits of sorcery as well. So I think Dr. Doom would be my favorite villain all the time. Anthony Stamps asked, "What's your favorite supervillain?" He says that his used to be the Joker, but now it's Venom.
Ooh, that's a good fucking question, man. That's a really good question.
I'll be back now. Not time for me to empty little wiener.
Hey, what'd you pick? What was your favorite?
It was Hook.
Okay. Favorite supervillain, dude. Fuck. Oh, you got me on the spot on that one. I don't want to just say the Joker because that seems like the easiest one. I'll say Magneto. I'm gonna go Magneto. I'm just gonna go Magneto. Yeah, I can't think of a better one. I'll think of it later though, because I don't think that's actually the answer. But I can't think of anything better right now. X-Men had some of my favorite, like Onslaught and shit like that. Mr. Sinister. They had some fucking great ones. Great question, Anthony. Okay, so what were the choices that we're going with here? So between Star Trek is going to be my last place one because I like the Star Trek movies. I like them as much as the next guy, even though they're boring. They're a weirdly comforting way to spend time watching those movies, even though none of them are that great. Hook, I've realized as a kid, I liked it, but I never loved it. And as an adult, I like it even less. There's just something about Hook that I fell out of love with it. I don't know. I know that's weird, but it just makes me feel weird inside. Father of the Bride, I fucking love. I love that movie. Steve Martin, his relationship with his daughter. That was an awesome movie. But I got to go to Last Boy Scout, man. Last Boy Scout's one of my favorite action movies of all time. You got young Danielle Harris in there. You got Damon Wayans, who's fucking awesome in that movie. And it is like, I think Shane Black might have written that movie. I think he did. But Bruce Willis, back when he was a badass and he was still full on awesome Bruce Willis, he catches that guy sleeping with his wife and he walks out. He's like, head or gut, Mikey, or whatever the guy's name was, like, head or gut. He's like, gut. And he punches him in the gut. Like, he's just in that one scene where that dude's like, gives him a cigarette and he's like, you got a light? And he's like, who is this fucking guy? And he goes to light it and he punches him. He's like, I seem to have lost my cigarette. You know, that whole thing was just so bad. It's like, you touch me again, I'll break your nose or I'll kill you. I love The Last Boy Scout, man. That's an easy answer for me. That's one of my top fucking action movies of all time. So badass, so amazing. Let's see what you guys picked, though. I will go to the count. And Jay's one with 51% was Hook. Last Boy Scout came in second place with 28%. And everything else was tiny little 9s and 8%. So the winner is Hook. That's what everybody would go see. And taking a quick prediction, I actually think that's going to be in line with what movie actually did the best because, and then the last one we did, Edward Scissorhands, Luke Was Talking To, Kindergarten Cop, Godfather Part 3. I think Edward Scissorhands probably did the best at the box office. That's just a guess. So I think we're in line with that one as well. We'll see. I'll look it up tomorrow, but I think Hook is probably the one out of between Star Trek, Hook, The Last Boy Scout, Father of the Bride. Hook probably did the best out of the box office. That'd be my guess too, but that's the pick. I understand. I do understand. That'd be my third place vote, but that's what we're doing here. It's about you. It's not about me getting naked in the mirror and pretending I'm a cowboy. What? Where am I right now? Let's see here. Go Flamingo. That's an awesome fucking name. So Jay missed my super chat. I want him fired. We will go back to that when Jay's back. Sorry about that. Edward Santiago says, bring back Fassbender as Magneto and give him the white hair. MCU now has variants. Let's do that. Yes. Fassbender was a badass fucking Magneto. Now, you can't take anything away from fucking Ian McKellen, man. Guy's a fucking classic, but that's a good pick too. Like, which one would you pick if you had to pick one? Would it be Fassbender or Ian McKellen? Whew. That's fucking tough. For me, I'd like Fassbender. I like Ian McKellen. It reminds me more of the comic book version of him, which I love so much. That was like one of my favorite comic book series of the 90s was X-Men. So that's a good question though. But yeah, I would love the idea of bringing him back. Fassbender back. Fassbender could fucking sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves, man. That guy can do fucking anything. He made Steve Jobs cool. And I don't like Steve Jobs at all. The guy was a dickhead to his employees and his kid. But that fucking Jobs movie was badass. That was awesome. I probably pissed some people off of that. I know people love Steve Jobs, but what are you going to do? Ryan says, Mike, who had the better action movies, Arnold or Stallone? I'm going to go Arnie on this one. Fuck, I don't know, actually. Stallone was a way better underdog. Like Arnie was the perfect, like, larger-than-life character, but Stallone was a better underdog character. I think Stallone may have had the better movies than Arnold, but oh, fuck, that's too hard. I'm going to go Arnold.
What have you been watching? What do you mean it's too hard?
I'm hard.
Oh, dude, I was just thinking, I know this is random, but listen, dude, have you ever thought about this? Listen to this. You remember back when you were in school that you would like crack open a textbook and then like say it was math or English or whatever, and then they would give you the problem, okay? And then they would say in like parentheses or something, they would say EG, and then they would give you the sample. Right?
Fuck no, dude. I was always in stupid kid math.
No, it doesn't even have to be math. You could be in stupid kid, anything, but they would just have EG. So they're showing you, and I didn't know what that meant because there's EG, then there's IE, and then there's EX. Why don't they just call it EX? EG is example given, but that's so goddamn complicated. I'm having a hard enough time with the problem that you've given in the textbook. I almost feel like the person that wrote the textbook had to put they're like, "Oh, did you give an example?" It's like, "Yes, example given." So I gave it to you, so you can't fire me.
Yeah, that's
It's so
terrible.
weird.
I never heard of that in my fucking life. I don't like
Yeah,
it at all,
because
though.
if you just think about weird, like if you like, it says IE. Sometimes you'll say IE, like example IE, or you'll say, but I just say EX. Call it. It's an example, so just call it EX. Somebody said fuck X. Put G in there.
No, I don't like that at all.
It's
I
so
don't like it. I just
stupid.
keep thinking egregious. That's the only thing I can
No,
think.
I know it's so dumb. Anyway.
Hey, we missed. You know what I missed, by the way, is the book covers when you had like the textbooks and you can get like your own cool book covers with like a picture of like Saturn on it or some shit and like fold it over. Those were awesome.
I like to smell them too. Like if they were brand new, the brand new ones, and then they make that. When you open up the hardcovers, oh my god, they smell good.
Yeah, they did smell good.
What'd you pick?
I went with Last Boy Scout. Easy. I found in my old age I don't like Hook. I know that's like that'll make people angry.
I think it was one of those memes and nostalgic reasons. Because remember the toys that were at McDonald's and shit? You can get the toys.
Yeah. Go. But I always wanted like full on like action Peter Pan. And I think it always bothered me. Like Robin Williams was like, he was so like charismatic and everything. I wanted a different Peter Pan. But
I think originally I like because he was so boisterous in life and he had so much like character. I mean, you look at Mrs. Doubtfire, the fact that he played all those, he did seem like a grown-up kid. So I mean, it made perfect sense. I heard the one thing I did hear about that movie though later on is that Julia Roberts was a huge bitch. Apparently, she was a major headache to work with.
I never heard that before.
That she was a complete diva. She was a big bitch about. She was treated people like shit on set, and because it was Julia Roberts and she was playing Tinkerbell.
I didn't realize she was a Kirsten Dunst type, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, apparently she was. I don't know.
Go Flamingo, by the way, he says, do you guys have kids, wives, ride on lawnmowers? Also, everyone who doesn't hit the like button has parents who are incredibly disappointed in you. Thank you for that, Go. We do like it when you guys hit the like button. It helps us a whole lot because this stupid fucking YouTube algorithm, the way things work. But we have, I have kids. I have a wife. I do have a riding lawnmower that I treat poorly, but it's a John Deere, so it's lasted quite a while. I just leave it outside and I don't change the oil in it. And eventually it's going to piss me off when I have to go buy a fucking new one. But yeah,
I did have a wife, and she was a soul-sucking bitch of a succubus that I thankfully got separated from. No kids, thank God, because if I'd had a kid with that Babylonian bitch, we would talk about the end of the world. She would summon up Antichrist. And then third, I never had a riding mower that I used. I used a push mower that I enjoyed quite thoroughly. But no, I never had a riding mower as far as like I've driven.
And I'm pretty sure that when you did push mow, you wore white sneakers. So you did have major data energy happening.
I never wore, I wore boots.
I thought you wore white sneakers.
No, dude,
you wore a white t-shirt is what you
wore a white t-shirt. Yeah. I looked like, you know what, honestly,
like
now looking back, I looked like Kevin Bacon that just got out of the factory in Footloose mowing his lawn. Or I looked like Freddy Krueger. with his white t-shirt and his goddamn big boots. That's it. But maybe one of kids, but not with her, thank God.
Good. Yeah, I'm thankful for that too. If we're gonna, I know Thanksgiving's over, but let's both be thankful you didn't have kids with that soul succubus.
Clinton says Jay always speaking so highly of. It's like she seems lovely. What a wonderful lady. Hey, and listen, pass the needles. Pass the needles.
Okay, the next one's a lot easier. It's only 3 movies because there's not a whole lot of great stuff that came out in December of 1992. We've reached 1992. We're gonna have.
Was Terminator?
Nope.
I always thought that. Does it not feel like Terminator 2 would be a holiday movie? Does it not feel like it would come out in December or November?
Yeah, but that's what'll be fun about this. So like if we go and do one next month, then we can do all the Januaries and then like we can run into like everything eventually. But the first choice is going to be A Few Good Men.
Oh,
who doesn't
you need
like that?
me on that wall.
Who doesn't like A Few Good Men? You know what I mean? Oh, geez. Speaking about getting your oil changed.
He did change his oil quite thoroughly for that one.
Another one. There's a theme going with these 3 movies, though, like older, handsome men. The next choice is Forever Young.
He will never be. Oh, yeah, Forever. Mel Gibson. That was a great movie, too. But again, going to put that in a chick flick category. I liked it, and I cried at it, but I still, like, it's definitely, I don't know if I'd go see it opening weekend, but.
Yeah, it was a great fucking movie, though.
It was a great movie.
And then finally, the last choice, and I'm going to ask it to you guys now. The last choice is Steve Martin. Once again, he had a run in the 90s, man. Leap of fucking faith.
Oh,
great goddamn movie.
Dude.
Great movie.
Believe me, sweetheart, you can't have it both ways. Oh, man.
It's
what
a tough
fucking phenomenal. It had Meatloaf in it, too, motherfucker, playing the Oregon. I was gonna say Oregon. Oregon.
But
God, dude, that's a great fucking movie. And then,
dude.
and his girlfriend in that, I think, was that the no, it wasn't her. Never mind. I was gonna say that she was the same chick that was in Footloose, but it's not her. It's a different girl. Oh man, that's a good one though. Holy shit! A Few Good Men versus Leap of Faith, and that ending for Leap of Faith. That's also kind of a chicky flick movie too. But dude, that ending got me.
Yeah, dude. I think
when
I'm
the
going.
crippled kid like touches Jesus.
Oh no!
And then
Leap of Faith fucking rocks.
I was crying. Do you know why it rained in that town? Because my tears were washing it down.
I realize some people in the chat, like maybe we're kind of old. Like a lot of people haven't seen these, so we'll do this one quickly and let you guys vote. I'm gonna go A Few Good Men as my number one, dude. It's fucking Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson. Like, it's one of those movies that my dad would be watching because he liked all those like political thrillers and shit when I was growing up. So it's one of those movies he would be watching. I'd be like, oh God. But then young Tom Cruise is in there and he's sitting in there. He's the lawyer. He's eating his fucking. One of my lasting memories for me that movie is when they all like huddled down and they ordered like to-go Chinese food. I always wanted to be doing that as an adult. Like, I wanted to be having a powwow with people trying to figure stuff out. And we've done that, but usually it's over Mexican and margaritas ourselves. But I always remember that. And of course, like one of the most famous quotable courtroom scenes in history with the "you need me on that wall," that whole thing. It's A Few Good Men for me. And then second place would be Leap of Faith because Steve Martin fucking rocks and that movie's fucking awesome. But I do love Forever Young, man. I love that fucking movie. Mel Gibson was so goddamn dreamy.
Yeah, he was. Very blue eyes. I fell into them like a clear lake, and I never got out again. I might go reverse on it because I love A Few Good Men. I've seen it so many times, and it's one of Tom Cruise's best performances, and it's Jack Nicholson's iconic performance that really set that bar high. And it's one of those things that everybody remembers. If you think about A Few Good Men, everybody remembers that courtroom scene. It doesn't matter who the fuck you could ask a 5-year-old right now, and they'd be like, "A Few Good Men." They'd be like, "Jack Nicholson in the courtroom. You need me on that 12." But I gotta go with Leap of Faith. It was so. I grew up. My parents took me to church and stuff like that. Well, my mom did, and stuff like that. It was raised in the church, and that, like, and the fact that you see those evangelicals all the time. They're all bullshit. They're all bullshit artists. And the fact is, Steve Martin embraced that side of himself, and he showcases like how things work behind the stage, like how they get like miracles to happen and all that bullshit. And I just found it very interesting, and it was very sweet in the middle of it too, especially towards the end when he makes friends with that crippled kid's sister, and then he makes friends with that kid himself, and then that kid has so much faith that he's able to heal himself through prayer, which is fucking crazy. Yeah. And it was a really well act, and then Liam Neeson in it as the sheriff, which I didn't believe for a second that motherfucker was from the South. He couldn't hide his Irish accent. I was like, you're not from here. But it was still a great movie, man, overall. And even in the beginning when he was like on the tour bus and he got pulled over and he was like, "Give me $50. I get out of this ticket." And he starts like showcasing how he's able to like magician his way into like people's hearts and minds by, I know it was great. And then it's been obviously A Few Good Men and then Forever Young.
Yeah, and I can't blame you for any of these choices. And just to give one more thing, I just want to give a quick shout out to Forever Young. If you guys haven't seen it, it's an awesome Mel Gibson movie to go watch. He's a fighter pilot who I think he was shot down or whatever happened. I can't remember exactly, but he was frozen. And this poor kid who has no dad finds this frozen war hero. And he it's the fish out of water blast from the past thing. And then he falls in love with his mom and he ends up being like a father figure. And it's like it's a fucking dude. As a young kid watching that movie, I fucking loved it. Even then, even though it's kind of touchy-feely or whatever. I liked it a lot, but even as a kid when I was watching, you didn't really know about chick flicks, but I was like, there's something weird about this. Like, I feel like it's marketed it to chicks, but no, but it was good. And the thing is, tell me with a straight face that I'm wrong. Mel Gibson back in that day, Forever Young, would not have been a great Captain America. I mean, that's already a Captain America story. The fact that he's frozen from World War II or whatever, and then he's thawed out. Holy dude, imagine! Man. And look, he was a handsome guy. He was very, very rigid, and he was not rigid, but very rugged looking, but with the right features. He could have been an amazing Captain America with those piercing blues. He would have crushed it, man. He would have crushed it.
That motherfucker looks like he farts out the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, ending the poll now. It looks like we are at. Oh fuck, where'd it go? I lost the goddamn poll. I lost the poll, but what I saw with the poll was surprisingly. So A Few Good Men was 68%. A Few Good Men wins. Forever Young came in second place. I'm shocked. I didn't expect many people to know that movie. It came in second place, and A Leap of Faith came in a distant fucking third. But again, maybe Leap of Faith's not as popular as we thought it was.
Maybe not. Maybe people haven't really seen it. Dude, I every time that movie comes up in a suggestion, I always watch that movie. That movie's so fucking. I feel like that's an underrated Steve Martin performance.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Oh, let me ask you this. I forgot to do this with the first two. I gave my opinion, but which one do you think? And I'll look it up tomorrow and post it on our socials. Follow us, by the way, Instagram, Twitter, and all that. But which one do you think made the most? Like, so A Few Good Men won, but which movie of those three do you think made the most in the box office?
Out of A Few Good Men,
Forever Young, and Leap of Faith.
I think A Few Good Men probably murdered it.
That's my prediction too. I think it did.
Well, because it had a stellar cast. I mean, Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. That was the first time they'd ever been on screen together.
Yeah. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right, I did.
Do you want to know what? Do you want to know what happened? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth is, dude, that guy. I swear to God, if you guys ever met my Uncle Jerry, he looks He looks just like Jack Nicholson. He even acts like him too.
Yeah. No, I could see that, dude. All right. So moving on to 1993, December of 1993, we got Wayne's World 2.
Whoa.
Which is listed, by the way, as a comedy/musical, which is total bullshit. It's not a musical at all. This is a banger. This is a banger. After Wayne's World 2, you got Tombstone.
Oh, get out of here, Doc.
Tombstone.
Get out. So you smell that? It smells like somebody died.
Well, bye.
Bye. God, even I'm scared when old fucking Johnny takes over. God damn.
You got Philadelphia, and then you've got Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Now, I love these movies.
That's a good one.
I don't remember Philadelphia at all, but three of these movies, I love them all.
Philadelphia is really long though. Philadelphia is a great movie, but really long.
Dude, what's tough for me is it actually is tough for me. From the get-go, is it Wayne's World 2 or is it Tombstone? I think
get out of my face.
I don't know, dude. I love Wayne's World 2 so fucking much. Okay, here's what I'm gonna pick Tombstone just because I could see there's also Wayne's World.
Let me just break it down for you really quick. Okay. No one's telling you can't own a gun. No one's even telling you can't carry a gun. You just can't carry a gun in town.
Ironically, that goes with why would you buy me a gun rack? I don't even own a gun.
That's
much
true.
Less than would necessitate a rack.
What do you think, Billy Nilly? I think he's wonderful. Old Jason Priestley as the fucking Billy Nilly. Oh,
go ahead, skin that smoke wagon.
You got goddamn Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp and Val Kilmer as Doc.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys love that movie, we have like an hour-long deep dive into Tombstone on Revenge of the Action movie. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to that, please, and watch that. But I take it yours is Tombstone.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Without a doubt. I mean, Wayne's World 2 is really, honestly, I think I've seen Wayne's World 2 more than Wayne's World. For some reason. I just remember Wayne's World 2 a lot more than Wayne's World. I like the first one.
Dot your lowercase j's.
Why would we look at that eye? Is there something wrong with that weird eye? Yeah, I mean, it's Wayne's World 2 is classic and hilarious. I don't know why I remember it more fondly, but yeah, Tombstone, man, like Tombstone is literally one of those movies, like it's so quotable and so easy to watch, and it's in the top 5 best Western movies of all time, without a doubt. And you could not have picked a better actor than fucking Kurt Russell to play Wyatt Earp. Like, he just speaks badass and fucking farts thunder rays out. And
you could argue it's the best Western of all time.
Maybe. And then Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday, get out of here. I mean, and you look at they came out with Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner, at the same time, and they had that dude that looks like Harrison Ford playing Doc. The guy from
Vigil,
Frequency. The dad from Frequency, Dennis Quaid played Doc, and it was just not the same.
Oh, I was thinking of the old dude. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking
not even close to the same. Yeah,
Jordan Cruz got a good quote.
Well, you look at Val Kilmer's roles, dude. Like, really, in your mind, what stands out? I mean, yeah, he's Real Genius was great. He was awesome, as Batman and Batman Forever, and he was awesome as Iceman. But as far as like a definitive role that really made him who he was, I gotta go with Doc Holliday.
I just watched Heat today, and he was awesome in that too. But yeah, no doubt, dude. Val Kilmer's best role of all time is absolutely, unequivocally fucking Doc Holliday. Jordan Cruz had a great quote, dude. Remember, we used to say this all the time. We were kids, like, "Touch that gun, I'll burn you down."
Yeah, he's like, "It is true, you are a good woman, but then you could be the devil."
Who hasn't felt that way? Am I right?
It's true. Yeah, he's like, well, haven't I always take care of you, Doc? And he was like, dude, my favorite quote, and it's so relevant to now, like how we like as adults. And he was like, he goes, "Hey Doc, come on, why don't you call it a night? You've had enough." He's like, "Oh, not me. I've only just begun to defile myself." That's when you're at a bar and you're just drinking up a storm.
You can't forget though how quotable fucking Wayne's World 2 is at the same time.
No, it
man.
is.
Like,
I know.
From the get go, when he's going down those steps, he's like, and Garth grew some pubes, and he gets in the car. Garth's like, "You didn't tell him about my pubes, did you?" He's like,
"Oh
no.
yeah." And you get, "This is what I think of your nutsack." Oh. And then you had the thing where what was it? He was like, "Old man carving canoe out of wood." Huh? What? No. And then, dude, that if you watch Wayne's World 2, dude, I swear to God, one of the funniest scenes is when Wayne is explaining to Christopher Walken's character and his girl. I can't remember her name because her name was Cassandra. I can't remember the actress's name, but he was like, and he's like, "Oh yeah, who's gonna be up there?" He like keeps naming bigger and bigger bands, and he's like Van Halen, and then Garth's like, "Whoa, Van Halen, who else?" Like, yeah, who else?
And dude, also one of my favorite parts of that movie is when they're having to put together that festival, right? And he's like, they go and they have to find that guy who once toured with Ozzy or whatever, and he's hanging upside down. He's like, and the shop owner was a different story altogether. He's like, "I had to beat them to death with their own shoes."
Just follow the weird naked Indian dude. That dude, by the way, that played Jim Morrison was fucking great. Yeah, I know that. By the way, I got to take this back because I'm going to say that Doc Holliday might be the iconic role for Val Kilmer. I know he played Jim Morrison in The Doors, and he did look just like Jim Morrison, and he killed that. But The Doors, the movie was depressing as shit.
Yeah.
And I was, and to be honest, and I know I might get crucified here, but I was never a big Doors fan, so it wasn't like a big appeal. I watched it just because Val Kilmer was in it, and it looked like an interesting biopic, but I was never a big Doors fan to begin with. So
yeah, but dude, Chris Farley was even in that fucking movie too, where they made him run up the thing when they were getting hit with the tennis balls. He's like, "I got no place else to go."
Yeah, where they stole that line from. Was an officer and a gentleman with Richard Gere.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that movie? And the dude, the black dude from Iron Eagle was his friend.
Yeah.
When he was the one who was like, "I got nowhere else to go."
That was what I watched with my dad too growing up. Yeah, that was awesome. Again, it's actually close to me. Like, I did have to think about it, but Tombstone is such a fucking classic. And it's not like you have a Tombstone 1 and 2. So I think I would pick Tombstone. Where would you go? How do you feel about Philadelphia or Mask of the Phantasm? Which one?
I mean, to be honest, and I know that, I think overall, like, what is more of a adult kind of film and a more iconic film is Philadelphia. But I'm going to go with Mask of the Phantasm.
Me too.
Because look, I love the Batman the Animated Series when it came out in the 90s. It was one of the best shows on TV, and it was so fucking good. And Kevin Conroy was a beast, and he's still remembered as like an iconic Batman. So I would go with Mask of the Phantasm because it's also one of the first movies I remember watching in the theaters. I remember going to see that in the theaters, and it was so fucking good. And I remember, like, this is an animated movie. It's not, but it was so good. It was so well done. So it's the Mask of the Phantasm, then Philadelphia.
I remember renting it because it had the big bubble case like the Disney movies did, but it was like the OG fucking DC animated film, right? Like it was like the original one. But yeah, so I'll go that one too. So looking at the chat, as expected, Tombstone won 44%. Wayne's World came in at like 30%. I gotta stop clicking.
By the way, James Davidson says no stairway denied. Was that the first one? Wasn't that the first one though? When he was trying to get the guitar?
Was. Yeah, because he got the money. He's like, "Not today, my good man." But yeah, Tombstone 44%, Wayne's World 2 29%, Batman Mask of the Phantasm 20%, Philadelphia 5%. We are in complete agreement with the audience. Which one do you think made the most in theaters? I think that
I was gonna go
Tombstone.
Dude, yeah, it's got to be Tombstone. Like, because the only one that would rival it would maybe be Philadelphia because it did have Tom Hanks in it and sexy Spanish man from 1,000 Voices. Antonio Banderas was his husband in that.
I think I'd go Tombstone, then Philadelphia, then Wayne's World 2, then Batman Mask of the Phantasm, as far as what I think made the most then.
But then again, we could be complete. I mean, maybe Mask of the Phantasm made a shit ton because it was really popular.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Brad Blitch says, "Can I get a shout out from Slender Man? Hope you guys are happy today from Dallas, Texas."
What's his name?
Brad Blitch.
Okay. Hey, Brad Blitch. You know, me, it almost rhymed with the naughty word. Me hope you're doing well from Texas. Me hope you have some scrambled eggs and some Texas omelets in the morning. And then you go about your day driving your Bronco truck down the dusty roads of Texas, and you don't get no fats. And then you go to work and you say, "Hey, man, we is Texas men, we is strong. Okay, let's do a good job today." And then you go back home and then you say, "Let me crack open a 6-pack of beer and have a good old time in front of the TV suit." So you have a good one there, the good man from Texas. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Shit.
Me like Texas Republic. Go Texas.
I was grabbing a drink. I can hear you though about your phone.
I know. I don't know. I like how the Texas Republic. I don't know. I think they are, but
I have no.
The Lone Star State.
No fucking clue. Hey, this next one's going to be good though. This next one's a little bit better. It's a little bit tighter.
1994.
Tight. December of 1994, dude. You've got. Actually, I fucking lied to you. This one's not tighter at all. Baby.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We're 2 years away. I always feel like Batman Forever came out in the winter days, but maybe it was just a still video because it was like snowing.
This vote
actually said, sometimes snow gets in his eyes when you lie.
This vote actually kind of sucks, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're not gonna give this one much time because it's gonna be too easy of a fucking pick. But oh shit, no, I asked you to go. Why? No, why don't you fucking go where I tell you to? Shit. Fuck.
God damn.
Okay, here we go.
Acting like a fool.
All right, Dumb and Dumber.
Ooh.
Fucking
Jupiter's butt crack was all I could see.
Dumb and Dumber, Richie Rich.
No, that's a good one.
Or Street Fighter. We know, right? Like,
dude, every time I think of Street Fighter with Van Damme, I always think him going with his big bicep, and he has the American flag on it because he's Guile, and he's like,
yeah, he's like, you get this.
Man, I really feel bad because the guy that got to play Bison was obviously the guy from Addams Family, the Gomez. This was the last movie.
Raul Julia?
Yeah, something like that. He was awesome. He was a good guy, really nice guy. And that was his last
awesome
flick
in that movie, too.
Yeah, his last flick. But yeah, Street Fighter is just a turd of a movie. And you know what's really fucking sad, dude, is Van Damme turned down not only to be a Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie, he turned down the rights to have it be called Van Damme's Mortal Kombat. They wanted him so badly to come on board. Midway did, and he was like, no, I want to do Street Fighter. You don't know. I'm a Street Fighter. I'm not Mortal Kombat. I'm Street Fighter.
He wanted the money.
Yeah, and he was on cocaine. So
lots.
Awful movie. Still fun to watch just for shits and giggles. But yeah, dude, overall, come on, get out of here. I think we already know the number one.
It's very easily Dumb and Dumber, dude. One of the most quotable, funniest fucking movies of all time. Somebody in the chat already said, "Our pets' heads are falling off." You know, there's so many.
I got robbed with a little old lady on a motorized cart. I didn't even see it coming. Remember when she walks in there, she's like, goes, "Hey, maybe we should smash up the apartment." You send a message. He goes, "I mean, he's not gonna get that message, man. He's got worms in his apartment. Like, you got a worm for him. Like, how you gonna smash up his shit?"
Samsonite. You got it. My favorite part is when he walks in on that scene, dude. He walks in, he opens the door, and he goes, "Ah!" Whenever you have a hard day at work and you come home, that's exactly what you do. You sit there, "Ah!"
Guardian Beardzier says he's like, remember that part? The camera, because the camera like he's like, "Lloyd, Petey didn't have a head." He goes, "Harry, I took care of it." And then you have blankets like, pretty bird. Polly, want a cracker?"
That guy comes to pull him over. He's like, "Pull over." It's the guy from Rocket Man. He's like, "No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing." He's like, no, I can't stop once I start. It stings.
I like when they were like hanging out in the diner, and he's like, man, you really wimped out back there. He's like, what you eat? The guy hawked on my burger. And he was like, so the guy like what? Just stiffs him for the bill and he gets away with it scot free. And he's like, no. In the movie, he catches up with him halfway down the road and slits their throat. It was great.
When Harry's getting that girl's number, she's like, I think it's 555. No, wait, I always get so confused. Like,
555. He goes 555.
Just give me the damn number.
And he was like, what is all this? Receipts? He goes, those are actually IOUs. It's better than receipts.
Fucking love that.
By the way,
I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy. Wait, that came out wrong.
By the way, someone did say Richie Rich was great. Yeah, Richie Rich was fun. It was a good movie. I mean, it was definitely a product of its time. And Macaulay Culkin was, I would almost say, nearing the end of his popularity in the 90s movies, but it was still a good movie. Fine Dad. I always remember that fat guy, that AI was like, fine Dad, Dad. And then they had the Mount Rushmore of their faces and shit. And he had a McDonald's. He goes, you have your own McDonald's?
Richie Rich had it did have a good story to it, you know. He was a rich kid that just wanted some friends. It wasn't his fault he was fucking rich and that he had a roller coaster and a Taco Bell in his fucking house.
Yeah,
you know,
nice. I mean, right now we call that Jay-Z, but back then it was really unheard of. But yeah, overall, man, Dumb and Dumber is the vote for me.
That's an easy one. Let's see what you guys said. I'll end the poll.
Mike White Jr. says, look at the buns on that. Yeah, he must work out. Because my hands are freezing. He goes like, oh yeah, here, better take some gloves. I got some extra ones. My hands are getting sweaty. This extra gloves? You've had extra gloves this entire time. It's like, yeah, we're in the Rockies.
Duh.
And then when he grabs him by the neck, it's like, he goes, Harry, your hands are freezing.
Jeffrey's got a good one too. He's like, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
And then I like that part when he was drinking the coffee and he's like, some people just aren't cut out for the open road. When he gets in the car and then he gets pissed off and he drinks the last bit of coffee and then he like throws it at him. He goes, phew. And then it hits him in the face like, oh, we there. He's like, well, good morning, sleepyhead. like he didn't just do something.
Dude, and then Jeff Daniels' face when he's taking the shit on the toilet when he finally gets to the toilet. He's like,
dude.
Oh. Jeff Daniels is underrated as a comedian, like as a comedic actor at least. But that was an easy one. Where the Dumb and Dumber 81%. I would expect it to be higher. Street Fighter came in second place at 11%.
Some people are just a glutton for pain.
Yeah, is this what I kick you with America because that's.
It's one of those movies like you think that Van Damme. You're like, hey man, it's Van Damme, and he's gonna be Guile. It's gonna be good, right? It's one of those movies that you watch over and over again, hoping it gets better, but knowing it never will.
It never
just
happens.
Gets worse and worse.
It never fucking happens. And then Richie Rich comes in on a lowly 7%.
I probably would have put Richie Rich above Street Fighter.
Yeah, me too. And I think that's how the box office would have went too, in my opinion. I think Dumb and Dumber probably would have been the most successful. Richie Rich, I actually think
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Street Fighter probably was a bigger one.
Then
Van Damme was still a hot ticket.
Yeah, but you got to think the extended box office too. Nobody went to see Street Fighter after.
Well, I mean, are you accounting the extended box? Are you talking about the weekend?
No, their whole opening.
Yeah, well, overall the run it's gonna be Dumb and Dumber. Yeah,
not opening.
Yeah, the weekend opening would be Street Fighter. I would almost imagine.
I think we got that one. All right, moving on to the next one. Hopefully, it's actually a little bit more competitive. What are we in 1995 now? Yeah,
I don't know.
We've reached the midpoint, Harry.
Our goddamn flux capacitor is going crazy.
Okay, December of 1995. You had the following choices. Man, there's a lot of Van Damme going on here. You got Sudden Death. Sudden Death, man.
That's underrated. We will be discussing that on Revenge of the Action Movie.
Underrated. A film I watched today, which is a fucking goddamn classic, Heat. Michael Mann's Heat. Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, Al fucking Chino.
So good.
12 Monkeys.
That's a good one. That's a weird one, but it's a good one. It's
big
a good
fucking movie back then. And then finally, Jumanji.
Did anybody roll a 6 or an 8? I did. It screams that you hear it eat. Dude. Oh man, that's a good fucking year.
It's a good one, man.
That's a good year.
I got an easy one, dude. I'm going Heat. I'm going Heat any day of the week on this fucking list, dude. I actually watched it today, dude. Fucking Al Pacino. Somebody better get me my Dunkachino. He was so fucking good in that movie, dude, and he was so over the top when he's interrogating that guy, and he's like, I don't know why I got involved with that bitch, and he was like, because she's got a huge ass,
yeah,
and you got your head straight up. Like he was full on crazy ass Al Pacino in that movie, dude. But he was also fucking badass when he goes in and he finds his wife cheating with the guy from Candyman. Yeah. She's like, aren't you gonna get upset? He's like, no, I'm not gonna get upset that you're fucking my wife. He's like, but nobody watches my fucking TV. He like picks up the TV and starts like turning it around.
I haven't seen it in a while. I remember it being really awesome. I remember it was the first time that Robert De Niro and Al Pacino were on screen together. I do also remember kind of being disappointed that it was in a fucking diner. And I know a lot of people were pissed off about that too. Like, hey man, you got the biggest actors of all time in a fucking diner sharing a dinner together. Yeah, I understand artsy fartsy, that it was cool and it was neat and it was a sit down kind of moment, but at the same time, I was like, I don't. They do have a shootout scene later on, but Val Kilmer was great.
Adore that scene, like the cat.
Yeah, it was good, but I was like, yeah, you guys can do better with this though. I mean, you got literally Robert De Niro and Al Pacino at their height. You guys could have them doing something crazy, but anyway,
they could have been in a joint toilet at that moment, dude. It was so fucking intense.
Well, they actually did have a toilet scene with it's strange. Another big one, a big moment in the same vein for people that love that kind of stuff, to see these two big actors that had never worked together, Gene Hackman and Dustin Hoffman. I think in Runaway Jury, they had a bathroom scene together, and it was just in the bathroom, and they weren't jerking each other off; they were just talking in the toilet. But it was still, I guess, it was still like one of those iconic moments to see them on screen together. But dude, I got to be honest, Heat. I didn't see Heat until way later. Because I remember when I was a kid, I never rented Heat. I never watched it until I probably watched it. I was in my maybe mid-20s. I didn't watch it way early because Cody rented it. You rented it. Maybe you guys watched it way earlier than I did. I just wasn't into it as much. It wasn't until way later. And then I was like, fuck, this is a badass movie. It's so amazing. I just remember Jumanji for some reason. Jumanji was one of those movies that came out, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking incredible. Like, it was really good. I mean, you had David Alan Grier in it as the cop, the crazy I don't really want to be here today cop that used to be the shoe salesman back in the day, or the person that was making the shoe that got fucking thrown under the bus by Alan, and then Alan gets disappeared into a board game, and that bitch fucking leaves him because bats growing at her hair, and she didn't keep playing, and he was trapped in the jungle. And it wasn't fucking Guns N' Roses. It was just him. And he was like, and then he gets brought out into the present day. I don't know, man. And then it had weird Kirsten Dunst in it, but it's fine. Jumanji to me is just, I guess it's just like nostalgia. Jumanji.
Yeah. It's weird for me, dude. Like, even as a kid, I didn't like kids' movies. I think that says something about me as a person. Like, maybe I'm just a fucked up, sad individual.
Well, yeah, I think it also goes back for me, though. It's like, when I broke my collarbone, from like sorority boys. My collarbone. I remember throwing in Jumanji and watching it also, but I saw that movie so many times. I loved it. Dude. There's something about Jumanji that was really good. What happened to you? Did you shave yourself using a broken piece of glass? Like, what happened to you? Did someone have a yard sale? It was. I mean, I don't know. I know it's corny, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I no, it's a beloved movie. Like, I like it. Like, I like it as a kid's movie, but I've never liked it as much as everybody else did. But again, I'm a fucked up person, I guess. Even I've watched it with the kids probably several times. But yeah, it's no doubt But dude, we haven't even talked about fucking sudden death. Like, that's like an accolade.
That's an underrated crazy movie, man. It's an underrated movie.
For me, it would go Heat, Sudden Death, Jumanji, then 12 Monkeys, because I've never fucking got 12 Monkeys. I've tried to watch that movie 10 goddamn times, and I just cannot get into it.
Let's talk about 12 Monkeys real quick, because I'm not going to because the whole thing with the time travel thing is so complicated. Even they were confused because they wrote a real goddamn confusing story. Like at the end, and again, spoiler alert.
Yeah, don't fuck up Yellowstone like I did.
The fact that Bruce Willis sees himself as a boy dying, and then it's like, because at the very beginning of the movie, he has memories of watching a man die in the airport, a bald man. And then it was him the entire time. And then the whole time, I don't know. It was one, like, I really do like time travel movies, but they were trying to go really gritty and dirty with it. And I don't know. it just got. I feel like it got weird.
That's not skank. That's skank.
Yeah, yeah. It got skanked. It got skanked without needing to be skanked, but it got skanked. But yeah, that's why. But yeah, I would. For me, it would be Jumanji, Heat, 12 Monkeys, and then the what was the last one?
Sudden Death.
Yeah, I gotta put Sudden Death there, and the reason why I gotta put Sudden Death there, I understand why we like it, and we're also biased as fuck because we love some Jean-Claude. We love his thighs, we love his accent, we love his face, we love his accent, we love his acting ability. But Sudden Death, Mike and I actually talked about this the other day. Sudden Death is kind of like Die Hard on Ice, just with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It absolutely
nobody
is.
really gave it a chance.
Is.
Look, dude, he was kind of like, this was literally the downward slope of Jean-Claude Van Damme's career. Like this was when it was like stopping.
It was the tip though. Like it was right before the slide, you know, like it was like one of the last movies that it may have been the last movie before the deep dark slide.
Well, when was Nowhere to Run? Because I thought that was
Nowhere to Run was before this, but I think Nowhere to Run was badass, and Nowhere to Run I think made a lot of money at the box office.
No, it did. But I remember watching Nowhere to Run and then Sudden Death. When I saw Sudden Death at like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's like I think I remember it being advertised, but it was like even then as a kid, I knew that people were kind of being like, all right, the Van Damme train has definitely left the station. Like they're not as interested.
Mike White said, was Sudden Death the one with the splits? Mike, you are way too much of an action movie junkie to ask a dumb ass question like that, sir. I love you.
No, man. There's two movies. If you think about the splits with Van Damme, you gotta go with Double Impact or Time Cop. Those are the only two.
Well, no, Bloodsport, because he got the fucking.
That's got the best splits.
The dick punch. Yeah.
Or no, even Kickboxer when he puts his legs out and he breaks the trees.
Yeah.
But yeah, he splits in all the movies. But yeah, but Sudden Death, man. Sudden Death, like you know what it was, dude. And I think that they could have done something really, really cool with Van Damme in that. Like they gave him enough material where he looked like a regular dad. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have he wasn't like super good looking or fancy or anything like that, but he looked like he was a security guard and he was just doing his best, and he had 2-day, 3-day growth on his face. They could have done a lot more with that role than what they actually gave him. And they wound up just not, I don't know. I guess they felt like it was a fly-by-night movie and they didn't really put a lot of effort into it. But Sudden Death, if you guys haven't seen it, guys, check that out, man. It really is a good exercise in Van Damme acting, because Van Damme can act, surprisingly. Well, not surprising to us, but I mean, to a lot of people, it would be surprising, but he can act.
And I think what I love about Sudden Death, dude, is that it was almost one of his most like down to earth roles that he had in that big stage in his career, because he was
a security guard.
Yeah, he was a retired firefighter, I think.
Yeah, and he was a security guard at the hockey game.
Yeah, and like he got his kids and like he was like a divorced dad, and the Powers Booth was the bad guy, fucking badass bad guy in that movie. And they had some corny shit, like, but he has to become the goalie in the middle of a fucking like hockey match. like he fights the mascot and like kills her. And like it's got some wild shit.
It's like I saw Van Damme fucking kill Floaty, the mascot from Milwaukee. By the way, Todd Theobald, you are correct, sir. Time Cop was cool. I did like Time Cop. Maybe that was the last one. Because this was 1990.
Well, I think Time Cop was like one of his most box office.
No, he made the most money, and that was like 1995 or 6.
Yeah, so this was like
Time Cop was like the last Mohegan.
It could be. I have to go back and look, but I do love Sudden Death. My vote here would be Heat, Sudden Death, Jumanji, then 12 Monkeys. That's where I would go.
Yeah.
And yours was what? Yours was Jumanji, Heat, 12 Monkeys, Sudden Death?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ending the poll. Suck my poll. Smoke my poll. Ending the poll, the crowd agrees with you. Jumanji at 46%, Heat at 36%, Sudden Death at 9%, and 12 Monkeys at 8%.
I like it. But here's the thing. I think it's one of those things that happen when you get older. You appreciate Heat for what it is, because you find out how much of a badass Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are. Because when you're younger, well, we might have been the exception because we did watch Godfather when we were super young. But in most cases, you don't watch those movies until you're a lot older. And so Jumanji and like things like that, you'd watch them more. They'd be more like available to you to watch. And they also
Yeah.
showed it on TV all the time. So I don't know. But I feel like it's a nostalgia reason too.
That one's a weird one for me, because for me it's Heat, and then like I think Sudden Death's my second pick, but for me it's Heat, and then like Sudden Death is like way down here. Like he could probably crack my, I don't know if it would definitely crack my top 25 films of all time. Like I just fucking
It's a good one. I'm
so
not.
much,
I have to go like, dude. I got to go back and watch it, but it's still one of my favorite movies. It really is incredible. It's an incredible fucking movie.
Yeah, dude.
Because it wasn't just the fact that Al Pacino and Robert De Niro were in the same scene together, which is cool enough as it is. It also had an amazing story. Like
the
fact that
great.
De Niro was the bad guy and Pacino was the good guy is kind of fucking weird. I almost feel like it should be swapped, but it was still good.
Yeah, and just the way that the whole thing, like that, the way that conversation played, I was like, I like you. He's like, but if I have to take you down, you know, like it was so fucking good. But anyways, okay, all right. Moving into 1996, we're on the other side of it now, Jim. We're on the other side of it now. Moving into night. Oh, by the way, before I go into that one, which one do you think made the most money out of
those? I gotta go with easy for me. Jumanji.
I agree.
Killed it. Jumanji killed it.
I would go Jumanji, then Heat, then 12 Monkeys, then Sudden Death. That's what I think.
Sudden Death's gonna be the it's gonna that's probably fair, because I was gonna say maybe 12 Monkeys surprised people because Bruce Willis was in it and he was a really hot star at the time. But I mean, how are you gonna argue with Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, and goddamn Al Pacino?
Yeah, and I remember, dude, everybody when 12 Monkeys came out, it seemed like everybody talked about it. Do you remember like the hype for that? Like everybody was talking about that.
You know, I remember when it came out, I felt like everybody was doing time travel movies, and that just happened to be the greasy Nirvana one.
And you had Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis in it, so that's big.
Yeah,
big
to me, it's like if you look at the time travel movies, 12 Monkeys is literally like the garage band that has like buttery Crisco grease on their dick, and they have their dick out every show playing guitar.
Exactly.
Like it's just weird. I don't know. It's like it's a time. The only one that rivals
you smell like vomit.
Yeah, the only one that rivals it is The Jacket with Adrian Brody.
Yeah,
like,
that's
as far as like weird.
I actually like The Jacket better too.
The Jacket, yeah.
All right, this one, I know who's going to win this one because we got a horror crowd here, and I love you guys for it. But this next one's pretty fun. We got this in December of 1996. 4 choices that you would have had at the theater at the time.
Yes, let me know.
Which one are you guys going to see? I'm going to ask you right now. Jerry Maguire, Mars Attacks, Beavis and Butthead Through America.
Oh, the sun sucks.
Or the sun sucks.
Sun sucks.
or fucking Scream.
What's that movie again?
Like Scream, Beavis and Butthead, Mars Attacks. I don't know. I'm talking like this, Jerry Maguire.
Okay, well, what are you going? I gotta be honest. And I know you guys are gonna be like, "You full of shit, bruh. You full of shit. You pants so full of shit. I don't know how you walk around." But I will say Scream. And the reason why I'm going to say Scream, and I know that you guys are going to be like, well, you've been hating on it for a while, though, dog. You've been hating on it for a while. You got a mean streak in you, and you want to shank Scream. No, I don't. I said before, I think that Scream, the first movie, is a revolutionary type of film for the horror industry. I think that the horror industry was kind of floating around. It didn't really have a direction anymore. You kind of had older series of horror icons burning out, and Scream comes along, and Scream is pretty much what you would call the Pearl Jam, the Nirvana that brought it back to the forefront and kind of recreated the horror genre in a way that everybody nowadays is like, holy shit, they should try to everybody's trying to chase the shadows of Scream. Like Scream was something different, and Scream was cool, the first one. And that's so I would pick Scream. As far as like the most iconic movie to come out of that year, it's got to be Scream for me. Jerry Maguire, while good, and I do like, show me the money, bitch. I love all of, look, Cuba Gooding or Cuba Gooding Jr. or whatever you want to say it, was great in it. And obviously Tom Cruise killed in it. And it's like, just shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello. A classic and
Who's
very quotable.
With me?
Yeah, very quotable movie. And very romanticals and good for guys and girls to go see. But not. Again, I think that out of those films, it's got to be Scream. So Scream's going to be number one on my pick.
It's got to be Scream for obvious fucking reasons. You know, the other movies are great, but they're no Sharon Stone. You know, they're all
Sharon Stone.
It's got to be Scream for me, dude. Number 2 with a fucking bullet, easy as Beavis Butthead Do America, Beavis and Butthead, if you look back, if you got my rental records, you know, they would say something like GoldenEye, Billy Madison, and Beavis and Butthead Do America were probably my 3 most rented movies as a youth. Like, I rented that shit over and over and over.
Did you used to eat paint chips as a kid?
I love that movie.
No.
When they're in the casino and like the Red Hot Chili's like, and they're doing the dance like roller coaster.
Your love is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I wanna ride. Yeah, when he's like grabbing the tits.
Yeah,
and
like,
the Red Hot Chili Peppers version. Yeah, it was great.
The woman on the plane, she's like, the old lady's like, I'm here in Vegas to play the slots, and he's like, did you hear that, Butthead? She's a slut.
Yeah,
we're gonna score.
He's like, I poop too much. I poop too much.
then I get tired.
Like, are you threatening me?
And that was also the greatest Cornholio scene, dude, ever. When he was on the plane, like, I am the great Cornholio. I did TV for my bunghole.
Dude, yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do America. You know, it's weird. I loved the show when it came out on MTV, but I didn't really appreciate the movie. I remember renting the movie, but I gotta be honest. Yeah, I remember renting the movie and liking it. You know, at the time, I didn't give a shit about Jerry Maguire. I think I watched Scream and then Beavis and Butthead Do America, and then what was the other one?
It was Scream, Beavis and Butthead Do America, Jerry Maguire, and Mars Attacks.
Yeah, for those 3 movies right there. I think I got Mars Attack for Christmas one year. I think I watched those 3 movies well before I watched Jerry Maguire, 100%. But as you get older and you realize, but Mars Attack is so fucking good though. It really is good, and it's star-studded as well. But it's almost like, and I know when it came out, I felt like, and they did it in a smart way. They were poking fun at all the alien shit, the alien movies that were coming out, like Independence Day and all that stuff, like these big box office massive hits. And they were just doing that on their own. And I thought it was really funny. Michael J. Fox was in it. Sarah Jessica Parker was in it. Jack Nicholson was in it. And I remember that old lady be like, they blew up Congress. It was just, yeah. But overall, man, nowadays, like if I were like, hey, what do I want to watch? It'd be Scream on the big screen to watch first. And then I'd go with Do America before Maguire. But I love Maguire. Jerry Maguire is really fucking
good movie.
So it would be Scream, Beavis and Butthead, Jerry Maguire, then Mars Attack.
That actually would be my exact list too. You got to go with Scream, obviously. Like Scream was such a big deal. Like when it came out, like it's the first horror movie I remember hearing about in school. Yeah, well, and like at that time, I didn't fucking know. Like, you know what I mean? I just know that I was in school and people were like, "Oh my god, that's so fucking scary because it's not Michael, it's not Jason. It could really happen." Yeah. And then like getting that VHS for Christmas, and I had like that alternate version with like Courtney Cox, like the red lips on it or whatever, and like watching it and being like, "Holy fuck, this is amazing." Scream was an iconic film. Beavis and Butthead Do America is one of my most rented, beloved films of all time. Obviously, we just talked about it, but Ed Page says maybe you're lactose intolerant.
No, I just poop too much. I poop too much. Are you threatening me? And then take me for that bunghole.
The guy.
Remember when he went to? Remember when he was in the White House and then Richard Nixon's poster was doing this? And then he just stares there. He's like, "Are you threatening me?" He goes, "You two boys are the ones been whacking off my tool shed."
That's what I was gonna say. The dude with the shaky face comes out. Here's them boys been whacking off in my tool shed. Oh, fucking amazing movie. So,
Mike Judge is awesome, man. Well, I don't even know what the fuck happened with the return of Beavis and Butthead. I thought they were coming back.
Apparently, they're still doing it for like Paramount or something, but who knows? I think everybody's too sensitive for it these days. But that Beavis and Butthead was like the thing your parents did not let you watch. Like you had to fight to watch Beavis and Butthead or sneak to watch it. But when that came out,
me and my grandparents, the mom couldn't hear.
Yeah,
she never knew.
As long as my parents didn't see it, me watching it. Mars Attacks, man, as a kid, didn't get it, didn't hit me, and I haven't watched it since, so it's unfair for me to even vote on that. I need to go back.
You got to go back and watch it now, especially when you're older. You get the jokes they were going for.
That's what I figured. Yeah,
it's really fucking funny, dude. Especially like I said, when that old lady says they blew up Congress, like they act like it's a tragedy. I'm like, what's the tragedy? That's funny because she thought it was hilarious because like you blew up like a fucking useless organization. Congress hasn't done shit in a long time, so fuck them.
Yeah, dude. We think we had the exact same list on that one. What
Joe Bob says they're doing it for Comedy Central.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Okay,
I thought it was Paramount or something, but I know they tried to bring it back and it didn't work, but this time
it's weird because I know that Mike Judge wants to come back and do the whole thing. Like he's still, but you wonder if it's going to be tainted by the culture of today or if it's going to come back like raw.
Yeah,
I want it to come back the way it was, not tainted, just come back raw. But you don't know. No condom, bitch. Fuck me raw.
The winners are Scream 69%, as 69, dude.
Up top, okay.
Mars Attacks comes in second place, 16%. Beavis and Butthead,
Mars Attack. Yep.
Third place, 10%. Jerry Maguire only gets a 3%. Because I'm free falling.
Well, you know why? You know why? I only got a 3%. Because the most important person of my life wasn't there with me. There was something missing. And that was you.
Shut up. Shut up.
Just shut up. Did you cry? Did you cry at Maguire?
Nah, never made me
cry.
I
didn't either. I almost did. But you know what's funny is
like
I was telling Cody about that, and you guys like football way better than I do. Cody was like, he goes, dude, it's weird, and I know it's not me. Cody thinks it's overhyped. He's like, I think that Maguire is overhyped. He goes, I don't really get it. He goes, I never thought it was that good of a movie. He's like, it was all right, but it wasn't that good.
It's overhyped for sure, but that I don't think that knocks it too bad as a movie. It's still an okay movie, but because it was such a big deal, like
I think it's more in line with today's athletes than it was even then.
Yeah,
like Cuba Gooding Jr. He's like, show me the money, like, and he's like, what was it, Owens on 49ers.
T.O. Yeah.
T.O. Yeah, he has to be like, or Terrell Owens. Yeah, he has to be like the fucking center of attention to get, he's a very decent above average player, but he's got to do something wild and crazy to get noticed.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he creates a character.
I just think it's enjoyable for me to watch because, oh, by the way, that redheaded chick, that like his ex-wife, and they're like just butt naked, like banging in the middle of the convention center or whatever.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Frank Rambo. I don't know if you're really Frank Stallone, but you are correct. Okay, I didn't want to like bring this up. I did cry. Okay, fuck it. Okay, fuck it. I'll be honest. Okay, I mean,
you cried during
am I Dr. Phil or 2020? I don't know what, but yeah, I did cry. Okay, I'm sorry, I did cry.
Why'd you try to lie to me?
Because I felt like it, and I can't be real when emotions are involved. I gotta go pee though, really fucking bad.
All right, you can take the first one. Let me put it in the vote, and then while you're gone, I'll give my thing. You can give it back. But well, actually, you can go ahead and pee while I'm doing it. I'll set it up. You're good. Take a pee time. So by the way, I would imagine in my guesstimates that Scream would have made the most, followed by Jerry. No, actually, I gotta go. I think Jerry Maguire probably made more than Scream, then Mars Attacks, then Beavis and Butthead. That's my guess for the box office. We'll see what plays out with that. But and don't get me wrong, like I cry during fucking anything. Like movies make me cry. Like I said, we've been watching Yellowstone. I cry like 7 times a goddamn episode. Like I'm a big bitch when it comes to movies because that's what that's why I like them. It's the emotional like attachments to it. But Jerry Maguire did not do it for me. It was way too popcorn. But all right, so moving into the next one, and I'll make my picks while Jay's gone, and then we'll flip it when he comes back. December of 1997. What do we got? What movie would you see in theaters today? Starting off, we got, once again, just a year later in December, Scream 2. After Scream 2, Good Will motherfucking Hunting. After Good Will Hunting, this is a good one, by the way. This was a good year. It was a very good year. Tomorrow, I spelled it wrong. Tomorrow Never Die. That kid is back on the escalator. And then finally, this is actually a 5-banger. We got to go. No, it doesn't give me the option to. We're just going for it. Okay. Titanic. One of the biggest box office films of all fucking time. So we know who won. We know who actually won in real life. But Scream 2, Good Will Hunting, Tomorrow Never Dies, or the Titanic. Wow. This is gonna sound bad because we're a horror channel or whatever, okay? But I'm gonna go Scream 2. Because Titanic was only good for making out with girls in the movie theater when you were like 16 and trying to get your wiener touched. Okay? That's all it was good for most of us. I think Titanic sucks. All right? I love James Cameron from T2 and all the stuff he did, but that movie is one of the most overrated, bloated pieces of shit I've ever seen in my whole life, Jack. So fuck it, you know? It's been 84 years. If you couldn't get your, a tongue in your mouth watching Titanic as a kid, though, in the theater, then you had no hope. You might as well have been that old lady. But, respect to it for that. A lot of wieners got touched watching Titanic. Lots of high school wieners and middle school wieners. There's no doubt about that. So you got to give Titanic respect for that. But the movie is just fucking bloated and over goddamn rated. I'd go Scream 2, then I'd go Good Will Hunting because it's fucking classic Robin Williams performance, classic fucking Matt Damon. I actually liked that story a lot, like what's going on with Matt Damon in that movie. And then Ben Affleck with his fucking sweatsuit and how you like them apples and all that. It turns into kind of a joke, but it's still a better movie to me than fucking Titanic. And then third, I'll go Tomorrow Never Dies. I'd rather fucking go see Tomorrow Never Dies than Titanic. It's a cool hour and a half, 2 hours. Pierce Brosnan, one of the sexiest, most handsome James Bonds in fucking history. Nowhere near as good as GoldenEye. Doesn't even fucking touch it. It's not even 006. It's like 002 and a half. But still, it's still Pierce Brosnan's second best James Bond movie, Tomorrow Never Dies. And then finally, last, I'll go Titanic. And that's just me. I just don't like Titanic. I don't think you need 3 hours to tell that fucking story. It's not Gangs of New York, fucking York. It's like a Jerry Maguire on the sea for me. Like, just don't. I don't know. To me, fucking like it's like everybody shits on Pearl Harbor like it's this giant piece of shit because they had Josh Hartnett and Ben Affleck in it. I don't see Titanic as being any fucking different than goddamn Pearl Harbor. Sue me. Fucking sue me. Except for maybe Billy Zane's a goddamn badass. Always and forever. Forever and always. But, it's in a tight race right now. Scream 2, by the way, some people think Scream 2 is better than Scream 1. I think that they're fucking smoking peyote. I think that's insane. I like Scream 2. I love Jerry O'Connell. I love the whole jump on the table. And I think I love you. Scream 2 is the best soundtrack of the series to me. Like with that weird ass, it could be your lucky day in hell. Whoa. Like you need to listen to the Scream 2 soundtrack. But I fucking love Timothy Olyphant, one of his early roles in that movie. I love everything. Like fucking Dewey was a badass with that whole Broken Arrow soundtrack when he did the whole thereby increasing my ability to move about with any given frequency or whatever it was he said. You know what line I'm talking about. Dewey was fucking awesome in that movie. It is the closest thing to Scream 1 that there is Scream 2. And I thought that they botched the ending of Scream 2. But overall, it's a fucking great goddamn movie. With that opening where Jada Pinkett Smith being a fucking piece of shit, and then you get to see her have her comeuppance within like 7 minutes. Will Smith probably watches that scene on repeat since what happened to him, but ultimately one of the coolest openings in a movie theater in a movie ever. Scream 2, definitely my number one choice here. Titanic is fucking winning. I'm making it worse. I'm making it worse. How is Titanic? This is of all the fucking talk about. There's not enough goddamn horror movies in this list that I've seen from this fucking crowd tonight. You pieces of shit are gonna pick Titanic over fucking Scream 2. I'm sorry I called you pieces of shit. I didn't mean that. I love you all very much, and I'm gonna personally send everyone in this chat a Lunchable because I'm so sorry for saying that. I didn't mean it. All right, I just got upset for a second, and Dad had a rough day at work, and it's getting worse. Titanic's winning by more. Now you're just fucking trolling me. And I hope nobody gets what they want for Christmas. I didn't mean that either. How dare you? How dare you? If anybody ever on this fucking channel again accuses us of being only a horror channel, I will bring up this goddamn moment that Titanic is somehow beating Scream 2 in this fucking chat. Jay, if he doesn't agree with me, I swear to God this channel's over. Jay.
Mike,
hey,
I got a good idea. Listen to this, dude. I just thought of something. Listen to this.
Hang on, I'm in the middle of a really important moment.
What?
I need you to really think about this for a second.
You're going to be a great woman. I knew this day would come.
Thank you for supporting me.
Sexual reassignment surgery is for it's not for everybody. First? Yes.
Listen, Jay. I need you to answer me this question, dude. Mm-hmm. Just right off the bat, and we'll get into the rest of it after a little while. I know how you feel about Scream. God damn it! I already know what you're gonna fucking say.
What? Don't tell me. Tell me. I feel like Loki. Tell me.
I don't want to ask because I know what's gonna happen.
No, what?
Scream 2 or Titanic?
Scream 2.
Yes. The channel can live. I'm kidding, obviously, but I said, I swear to God, dude, the chat is, for all the fucking shit that this chat's given us in the past about like not enough horror channel, not enough like we're gonna pick horror movies, or you guys only pick horror movies. The chat's fucking picking Titanic right now, 44 to 39% over Scream 2. Yeah. What happened, Mike? You're talking, but I can't hear you. Oh shit! Did I just Magneto this out? Why can't I hear you? What the fuck is going on, Steven? I can't hear you.
Hey.
Oh, there you are.
Hey, you know what happened is I when I bit my microphone and I took the foam off of it, I hit the mute button with my tongue. It's so long. No, what I was gonna say was, look, all I was saying, and I don't know how much was cut off, but I've not been the biggest Scream supporter or franchise fan ever. I like the first one for obvious reasons. I think it was a definitive film that came out in the 90s that was needed for the horror community blood. But then after that, I always felt like it was kind of, and I know people like Scream too, but if you're going to ask me right now, okay, hey man, Titanic is opening up, Leonardo DiCaprio with his sexy, alluring blue eyes, and the other girl, I can't remember her name. I know she's big, but I can't remember her name. But versus that or Scream 2, I'm going to go see Scream 2. It just, for me, it's like Titanic, great. I love James Cameron. I do. I mean, I would literally fondle that man's balls and wear them as earrings if you ask me.
I've seen him do it.
I know. I will do that. But at the end of the day, man, come on. Scream 2 versus, I can't. Look, I'm not going to sit there and listen to Celine Dion fucking. She's got a goddamn frog in her throat and she can sing, but when she's it just sounds like she's got a frog that died mid-sex in her throat. But either way, I'm just look, dude. Look,
listen.
That boat don't float. If you're gonna tell me Titanic, that boat don't float.
If someone's just been fucking with us, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna count to 10, and I'm gonna click in vote on this. All right. If y'all are just fucking with us, 10, 9, 8,
Winslet, thank you.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll has ended. Let's see what happened.
Titanic won.
Maybe Jay brought you guys. Oh, fucking Titanic won. God,
well, I came in late. Okay, I was like Macho Man Randy Savage trying to save his best friend.
You did bring
Hulk
the score
Hogan
up a little bit.
I know, but I was like Hulk Hogan's getting beat by the Undertaker, and then Macho Man runs down the aisle, but it's too late.
I don't know how we're gonna face everyone in the horror quad tomorrow, Jay. Titanic 41%, Scream 40%, Good Will Hunting was the other one at 12%.
Oh, that's a good one too. Jesus.
And then Tomorrow Never Dies. So would you go Scream 2? I would go Scream 2, Good Will Hunting, Tomorrow Never Dies, Titanic.
Well,
what would you do?
Well, yeah, I mean that's look, Titanic wouldn't have been on my radar, and I watched it. I remember watching it just because there had been so much hype about it, and I remember I just wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I think I rented it, and I just wanted to see what, it was Hollywood Video. I was like, fuck it. You rent 3, you get 1 video game free. They had that deal going on. So I was like, I'll check out Titanic because I'll get a video game free. And I played GoldenEye. And so I checked it out. And then it was like, I mean, it was a good movie. It was solid. And I like Billy Zane. Billy Zane's an awesome fucking actor.
That's what I said. Yeah.
But I was like, and then I heard all the, the stories. It's like, oh yeah, they really built it was $1 billion fucking movie, man. They literally built a ship the size of Titanic and then sunk that ship in a fucking pool. Like, it's crazy. But Titanic is a decent flick, but I mean, to me, it's Scream 2. Like, just, I mean, you gotta imagine yourself. Okay. What was it? 1997, right? Are we in 97? You're in
That was 97.
1997. You're like 18 years old or 19 years old. You're out with your boys, or maybe you're out with your girls. If you're out with your girls, it might be a different story, but you're out with your friends and you're like, hey man, I want to go see a movie tonight. After you've been drinking a little bit, you're like, what should we go see? It's like, I don't know. Let's check the paper. You open up the fucking Herald Leader. That's what our paper's called in Lexington, the Lexington Herald Leader. And you're like, hey, Scream 2 is playing at 8. Or guys, get this. We can see the story of the Titanic with that sexy Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what we can do. The guy from Romeo and Juliet with Kate Winslet. No one's gonna pick Titanic. I'm almost like 100% positive on that. You know what? You know why Titanic did so well at the box office? I think there was a lot of repeat offenders. I think a lot of people went back and saw that movie several times, which is, granted, it was a great special effects greatness, but yeah, Scream 2 is my thing.
All right.
By the way,
hang on.
Before you go, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
All right. And this is a great poll. We can do this one night because they are illegal. Hey, fat. If you had to, if you had to
hurts, dude.
Napster, LimeWire, or FrostWire, what's your go-to?
LimeWire every day of the week.
That's it. LimeWire, dude. That's it. That's it. Every fucking time. It's LimeWire.
Bear Share was pretty good for a little bit.
I don't know what that is.
Galaxy
that
Quad. There was like a Galaxy something that was pretty good in there. But yeah, LimeWire was the best.
LimeWire is dude. That's the bee's knees right there. LimeWire.
All right, Jay. I'm putting it to you to talk about while I'm gone. We got 4 movies. 1998. Which one of these fucking 4 movies would you see today? The Faculty, the Psycho remake, Star Trek Insurrection, or A Simple Plan? Be right back.
Okay. Yeah, out of those films, I remember Star Trek Insurrection. Yeah, it's not a very good movie. It's pretty low on the totem pole of the Star Trek films for show. Faux show, I didn't like it too much. Kind of boring. It just wasn't my thing. Damn, and I don't want to go back and because you guys know I like disturbing behavior more, but it's got to be The Faculty, okay? Guaranteed to get you jacked up, and it did. It jacked my wiener all the way up. The tip was swollen. It was really fun movie. It was a really good movie, and I also got like the science fiction alien invasion angle. I kind of dug that. I did like that, and it reminded me of the because it was coming off the tails of stuff like Independence Day and things like that. So yeah, it would be The Faculty, no doubt. I think the second film that I would go see after that would be yeah, Simple Plan did have some good songs. I don't know. The Psycho remake was, look, Vince Vaughn was a pretty passable Norman Bates, but I think the problem with that film is, and I think a lot of people will say the same thing, is the fact that it was literally shot for shot the exact same movie as Psycho. They didn't, to be unfair, I mean, there's a lot of people like, why do you have to change the original? So they didn't change shit. They just kept the same fucking thing and they updated it. But I mean, you got to put your own twist or your twist on it, your own, like, your version out, but they didn't do that. Like, it was kind of like, yeah, I'll just go back and watch Anthony Perkins and Psycho when they did it right versus the Vince Vaughn remake. You guys can't hear me? Okay, Patricia, I hope I hope you guys can hear me. Okay. Mercutio, isn't Simple Plan a band? Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are. Welcome to my life. But we're not talking about that band, but we're talking about the movie A Simple Plan. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So you guys can hear. Good. Yeah, man. It's not. This is a tough year, but I think it's pretty obvious. The Faculty is the go-to movie. The Faculty is the go-to movie. I don't know why you wouldn't pick The Faculty. I mean, it had a stellar cast. You had the great Robert Patrick in it. You had Comey Hair. What the fuck was it?
What? Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. I don't know why I'm looking off camera asking the wind. Josh Hartnett. I forgot. You know why? Because I was thinking of Ashton Kutcher for some fucking reason. It had Ashton Kutcher. It had Famke Jensen, sexy Jean Grey. It had Elijah Wood before he became Fredo or Frodo, as some of you would know. It was a good movie. It was a solid high school film, and it encapsulated the 90s kind of high school feel with some aliens involved. So it was a good movie. Yeah, like to me, I think overall it's just one of those things that, yeah, and Usher, Frank Rambo says Usher. I mean, whole show. Usher. You make me want to. Iron Wolf says evil Famke is the best Famke. Yes, true. Because if you look at X-Men 3 when she was Dark Phoenix, very, very good. But to me, I think that Famke played the part of in House on Haunted Hill. I think that was one of her most underrated and best roles, but that's just me. Selma Hayek, yes, Selma Hayek was in it as well. It was again a star-studded cast. I don't really know why you'd pick any other movie. William McSwain says Insurrection is underrated. I don't know, sir. I like Star Trek movies. I really do. I try, and I get in those Star Trek moods, and I'll even watch Star Trek, the original Star Trek, the first movie. And that's Star Trek, the motion picture is a fucking bad movie. It really is not a good movie at all. It's boring as shit. I think they missed the whole point of what Star Trek is when they did that movie. It just is not my favorite, but I'm not, I don't know. Insurrection, and maybe it's not its fault because it came after First Contact, and First Contact was such a great film, was so good. So it was really maybe hard for them to follow up. Was that directed by Jonathan Frakes? Was Insurrection directed by Frakes? Because it might have been, and that sucks because Jonathan Frakes is a really good. No, I know that Jonathan Frakes did Insurrection, which is, if you guys, I know I'm just talking here, but Jonathan Frakes did. He directed First Contact. Riker, Commander Riker from Star Trek. But anyway. Oh, Rounders, man. Ed Sadler says Rounders for me. Yeah, she was really good in that, but she wasn't really a bad girl in that. She was just like a concerned friend that, hey, Matt Damon, Ed Norton's fucking your credit up. You might want to take care of this. Jordan Cruz says Star Trek 5 is the worst. Yes, I would give you points for that answer because it is really bad. It is really bad. Ryan Tuvel says, Jay, are you a fan of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek films? Honestly, the thing, I know a lot of people hated the Abrams. Surprisingly, they hated Star Trek, the Abrams films. I was fine with it. I know they diverged a lot from the storyline of Star Trek. I know that people were like going crazy about that. Like they went their own route, but I still think the Abrams Star Trek brought in new fans, new blood for it. And I think the first Star Trek film is an incredible. The Abrams film is an awesome fucking film. I really do. And Chris Pine is an awesome Kirk. So anyway,
what was your before I do mine? How do you rank them?
Well, I didn't rank them. I just picked my first one.
Oh, okay. So it was what was
it was The Faculty.
Okay.
Well, because I don't see the other films are so forgettable to me compared to The Faculty. I didn't even.
I would go. I go The Faculty too, dude. I go The Faculty first. I'd go A Simple Plan second, but just barely over Star Trek Insurrection.
No, that's a bad movie though.
And then last would be Psycho. The thing about Psycho is like Vince Vaughn did fine, like the movie was fine, but it was
literally what I said.
This is shot for shot, so it's boring. Like you know exactly what's going to happen, right? Like,
yeah, and it's weird. It's a conundrum because a lot of people's like, why are you? People hate remakes, right? And they literally shot it exactly the same way. I was like, but I can just go watch Anthony Perkins be a mastermind, and Alfred Hitchcock tell the story. I don't need to fucking, or otherwise just update the movie Psycho and just put it in color.
Yeah, just totally unnecessary as a movie. So, all right, let's see if you guys agree with us here. I'm waiting for the poll to pull back up here.
A lot of people were saying that Insurrection's underrated. I don't know, man. I don't like Insurrection because here's the problem with Insurrection. Insurrection was one of those films that came after probably arguably the best Star Trek Next Generation movie, which was First Contact.
I like that run of Star Trek movies because it was Patrick Stewart and the Borgs and like the
But that was First Contact, yes.
right.
The movie before that, and then Insurrection came out after that.
I get them confused, but I did go see all those with my dad, and they were the only ones I was really into. But yeah, so the you guys picked, the audience picked Faculty 82%, not surprising. We just did a full commentary for that on our Patreon and talked all about it. Like
I feel like it should have. I feel like Disturbing Behavior would have come out in the same month. Because they're so close. They're so close together as far as years. And
the Faculty made the championship. I believe the Faculty made the championship for our last week's thing when we did 90s teen horror. It's got a fucking ton of problems with it, but it's a nostalgic, guaranteed to jack you up.
Yeah.
But Faculty 82%. Simple Plan came in second place, 7%. Psycho Remake came in third place, 4%, but actually tied with Insurrection at 4%. As far as what I think would have made the most box office, I think it would have went the Faculty first, which goes along with what we were saying. I would guess after that, actually, I think Insurrection, then Psycho, then A Simple Plan, because A Simple Plan was more indie.
I wouldn't be surprised if Star Trek made more money because it's Star Trek. They have a huge fucking fan base.
It was back when like your dads went to see movies, like a bunch of old people went to see the Star Trek films, like they did. That's why they kept coming.
First Contact was great. So a lot of people their asses were gonna be in the seat to see Insurrection. Somebody, I think it was Jonathan Coleman said, I do remember that they did make Data's. Wait a minute, hold on, look up. I could be wrong. No, dude, you know what? No, okay, I'm right. Did Data die in Insurrection, or are you thinking Nemesis? Because Nemesis is the one with Tom Hardy, and Data dies in that one.
They all run together.
No, because I know Jonathan Coleman said they made Data's death pointless, but I think Data died in Nemesis, which when Tom Hardy was in that, and he was playing a cloned version of Patrick Stewart's Picard, and he was a Romulan, and they were fighting, and then Data sacrificed himself at the end of that movie to save Picard. Insurrection was with the weird skin stretched people. Nemesis Data died. Okay.
I like the one where they took over Patrick Stewart and made him a bad guy for a second. That was fun. That was wild.
Yeah.
But get some super chats real quick before we finish this thing out. Paige Ulmer says, every night in my dreams, I needed a Lunchable and I'm going to buy it from Come and Go.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, dude. No, two things about that. In Wisconsin, they have Quick Stops. And man, these Quick Stops are the best fucking gas stations. I used to think 7-Eleven was the best, but no, it's Quick Stops, dude. Everything in a Quick Stop is fucking delicious. Like you can get fucking goddamn gourmet, it's amazing. But in Denver, they have something called the Come and Go, and it's spelled K-U-M and Go. No, like we saw, I was like,
they wanted to use C. They wanted to spell C-U-M, but they were like, yeah, we're never gonna get this to go.
It's almost as bad.
By the way, Tomo Gato, I still agree with you. Data's death, even if it was a Nemesis, is pointless. Like if you watch that movie back, and I got into this whole Star Trek thing, and I watched them. It is a very pointless death because they could have saved both, and they tried to go back and fix that with Picard on Paramount Plus. They tried to do an actual good send off to Brent Spiner's Data, which is way better when they sent him off in Picard. But yeah, the death of Data, and I know that they did that because they were like, oh, we got to have a really meaningful death here. Let's put Data because Data is a fan favorite. No, I agree.
Dan Heron, beautiful sumbitch that Dan Heron is. He says, shitty Harvey Weinstein said Good Will Hunting was supposed to be Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio originally. Think it would have been better?
Well, after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
I hate to agree with that.
But I don't think he would. I don't think he would. No, dude, because Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were friends in real life. I feel like they actually had good chemistry.
They're an institution. You know what I mean?
They were already there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good question, though. That's a really fucking good question. Kevin Williams said, in your opinion, Talladega Nights or Step Brothers?
That's don't let the invisible fire kill my best friend. Tom Cruise, help me. But then again,
would you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
Step Brothers is call me Dragon Lord. I got to go with Step Brothers, dude. He goes, Robert better not get in my face because I'll drop that motherfucker. Because I think it's one of those. I think that Step Brothers captured what it was like to be like 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
They just did. He goes, you ever got so much pussy in 1 month and you had to ice your balls? And you're clearly lying.
Like, I swear to God, I'm gonna put my nuts on your drum set.
He's like, you don't say that. You don't say that. Yeah, dude. I gotta go with Step Brothers. I like Talladega Nights, but Step Brothers to me is like to me, it's not even like different to how me and Mike communicate now. Like, it's
Sure.
not that much different. Like if me and Mike lived together for some reason, I don't know why, or if we had an apartment that we had a studio out and that were like filming videos, we would go to our girlfriends and wives and be like, so me and Mike were thinking, and I know you guys are going to probably say no, but we were thinking that maybe it'd be cool if we could invest in a bunk bed, but they both look like a car bed.
You have so much room for activities.
There's so much stuff we could do. And by the way that they asked, their permission to do things like Mike and I and my brother used to do that all the time. Like if we wanted Mike to stay the night when we were younger, we would have to come up with a fucking like Mission Impossible plan. Like I would have to get my mom to call his mom or his mom to call my mom. And then they would have to talk to each other and be like, hey, if my mom calls her and says, and my mom's cool with it, you can stay the night. My mom will convince your mom that you can stay the night.
Yeah,
and
but
she'll be like,
days,
oh, well, I'll take them to church tomorrow, honey. I'll take them to church.
We would do it to both of them, though. Like, I feel like we did it to my mom more often because mom would go. I remember sitting in that laundry room and be like, we'd be like, what'd she say? What'd she say? What'd she say? It's like, yes.
And be like, and I remember a couple of times, like Mike and Cody be like, Jay, just go down there and ask mom. She'll listen to you. I'm like, I don't want to though, and like, just please go do it. And then I would do it, and I feel like a returning hero from the Crusades, and I'd come back up and like, mom said yes, and they'd be like, yes, dude, I knew it. I knew you could do it. We could stay up all night playing Tecmo Super Bowl. We could stay up all night doing it.
Great fucking times, dude. The best of fucking times. I think that those are interchangeable. So just because you went Step Brothers, I will go Talladega Nights though, just because it's so like if you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you. Like that whole goddamn.
What were you doing? I was down in my basement playing with GI Joes. That's what I was doing. We had an old urban combat.
I also like he's like say you like crepes. He's like what are crepes? He's like, man, them little tiny like they're like pancakes with like little flapjacks. Like I love them things. He's like, no, I won't do it. I won't say it. He's like,
you gonna let your grandson talk to me like that? I sure as hell am, Chip. Chip.
I was like Sacha Baron Cohen in that when he's driving and he's like, he bumps him. He's like, damn it. He's like, he spilled my colo macchiato. He's like, he's sitting on the pole, and he's like, and that is in no way regards to his placement in the track, not into his sexuality.
By the way, I gotta point out Berto 75, man. That is the quote of all quotes right there, especially with Step Brothers. Damn, did we just become best friends? Yep. You want to go in my basement and do karate? Yup. Dude, that's how it was. Like, you guys would be like rivals and assholes to each other. And then all of a sudden you would just find one common thing that you guys connected to. And you're like, dude, we best friends right now? I'm like, yup. And you'd be so hyped up.
And we actually did that. Like, we literally, that's not a fucking joke. Like, before that movie fucking came out, when we were kids, we literally did karate in the fucking garage, dude. Like we literally, we grabbed the boombox and we put on Mortal Kombat, the soundtrack, that
different characters.
And we would go in the garage and fucking fight.
Yeah, dude. It was, we were like legit. Like, we did karate in the garage, and then Mike and I hated each other early on, and then we bonded over Star Wars toys because Mike and I used to take all my Star Wars toys and used to play with them in my mom's in the kitchen, and then Mike got abandoned by Cody because Cody wanted to go hang out with a cooler friend, so Mike was just stuck there because his mom dropped him off. And so Mike was like, what are you playing? And I was like, oh, Star Wars. And then Mike wanted to play, so I was like, yeah, let's play Star Wars together. And we played Star Wars together, and then we became friends over Star Wars.
That's how it all started. That's how we're here today.
Yeah, and then and then that evolved to Mortal Kombat in the garage.
Yep. Okay, this one we're in 1999 now. So
is it Prince? 10? Is it a Prince movie?
90.
I think we missed 98.
No, we got 98. We did 98. So this is actually this is the last vote.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
This is the last vote, guys. The final count.
Hey, by the way, Derek Brickett says, hi, Mike and Jay and Wham family. Little Biscuit Boy here. He's new. He's new and fresh. He's untainted by the masses yet.
Y'all know what a Biscuit Boy is? Do y'all know? A Biscuit Boy is someone who's never been in a live chat before. This is their first live chat. And it's like when you go to church.
Well, let's all give him some fucking love right now. Hey, let's all talk about him
Bad baby, bad
in
baby.
a good way. Derek Brickett, welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Hey Jay, which one? So I got 3 picked here. But I gotta ask, of these 3, what do you want to be the 4th choice? All right, Man on the Moon, Jim Carrey, Galaxy Quest, or The Talented Mr. Ripley? You make the 4th choice. I got 3 already picked.
All right, no, give me again.
Man on the Moon, Galaxy Quest, or The Talented Mr. Ripley?
Galaxy Quest.
Okay, Galaxy Quest is going to be the 4th option. I'm asking you guys now. I just added. This is the last vote of the night. It's going to be. Which of these films would you see if it was December of 1999, folks? Which movie would you go see? Would you go see The Green Mile?
Ooh.
Would you go see Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo? Would you go see Any Given Sunday? Or would you go see Galaxy Quest? What do you? I'll let you go first, Jay. You take that in, you son of a bitch.
Well, you know what? There's 2 movies that immediately come to my fruition, my Fruit of the Looms. Galaxy Quest or The Green Mile. They both start with G. Coincidence? I don't know.
Gay.
It's so stupid. Dude, Michael Clark Duncan in Green Mile and Tom Hanks is so fucking good and so heartwarming. And the fact that it was a Stephen King novel, and I knew how great he did with Shawshank Redemption. So, but Galaxy Quest is so fucking great too. I gotta be honest. I'll go with Green Mile. It's gonna be Green Mile. It's going. Yes, sir. Just like the coffee, just not spelled the same. I'm gonna go with Green Mile just because I'm only going with that. By the way, not just because it's a Stephen King. I love Stephen King. Not just because it's an adapted Stephen King novel. Or was it a short story? I don't remember, but.
It better not have been. That bitch was 3.5 hours fucking long.
Yeah, but it's also so well acted, and it has such a great cast, and it's so well done. Yeah, and then it would be Galaxy Quest after that. But yeah, dude, it's The Green Mile. I watched that like 4 or 5 months ago. Insta fucking tears every fucking time you watch it, and it's one of those great films that sucks you in, and it doesn't let you go when you come. It still keeps sucking and sucking your soul out because, not just the fact that when they find out that he's innocent, the fact that he even goes out of his way to cure Tom Hanks of his wiener disease and then spit it out like flies. And then when he's like, don't put me under a hood, boss. I'm scared of the dark. Fuck.
I'll be honest, being like, I don't remember much about The Green Mile. I think I saw it once.
Oh, dude, you got to watch it again.
But I do. The only thing that really stands out to me, other than Michael Clark Duncan's performance, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan, fucking amazing actor,
and a good Kingpin, by the way, in Daredevil.
Oh yeah, was Tom Hanks pissing fucking razor blades, man. I thought of that, and I was like, God damn,
that's so accurate.
And now, like, dude, I was in the gym the other day, right? And like, I barely ever use the bathroom at the gym, but I'm on my way out. I was like, I gotta piss, so I go in there. And there's this old dude, and he's like really fucking old. And he had his hand on the fucking thing, and he was pissed. And he was holding like both. I just went in the stall because I wasn't even.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was having a hard time,
man. That's sad.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, sometimes my stream's getting a little bit lighter in my old age. Like sometimes I have those days. I'm like, damn, I feel like I gotta pee again, but it doesn't. Then every single time I have a weird piss, dude. Even though I don't remember Green Mile, every time I have a weird piss, my brain goes right back to fucking Tom Hanks and The Green Mile pissing razor blades. And I'm like, please, God, not today. Don't let it be to fucking day.
Well, he had, didn't he have like, I would almost imagine he had kidney stones.
I think he had a prostate thing, right?
No, well, that movie came out. No, well, that movie came out when that movie came out, but Green Mile took place in the 1930s. So maybe the diagnosis wasn't the same. I don't know, but I always thought he had like a UTI or something, like a really bad, and they didn't maybe recognize it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was just suffering with
prostate something because I think that
cancer,
happens.
but I don't think yeah.
Scary Taylor says I think it's a huge
when he went to the bathroom and he was sweating,
mm-hmm.
just trying to get a leak. God
damn it! Fuck! I don't want that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I swear to God. Oh no! Fuck no. But yeah, so I can't go Green Mile because it's not. I don't remember enough about it, and I wouldn't either way because I'll tell you this, dude. My favorite movie on this goddamn list is by far very, very easy for me. I think Any Given Sunday is one of the most underrated
It's so good,
fucking
though.
sports movies. Goddamn it. My name is Willie Beeman,
Well, see,
and all the ladies they're creaming.
I'm in the
Fucking
same
love
boat. I haven't seen that one in forever. I remember loving it, and I don't remember much of it. But I love it. But I
Al
don't remember much of
Pacino
it.
was so good in that fucking movie. That locker room speech when he's holding that roll up, he's like, because life is a game of inches. Like, he was so fucking great in that movie, man. And like Cameron Diaz was such a bitch. And like just that whole fucking movie. LL Cool J's in that
I gotta
movie.
go back and watch it. I might watch it tonight.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking good. Like, it's such a good movie. And Jamie Foxx was so good in that as Willie Steven Beeman.
He was the coach, wasn't he?
Al Pacino was the coach, and like he's like dealing with like hookers and stuff, like and like James Woods is in that movie too. James Woods is the doctor.
I forgot,
And they fire me. He's like, fine, Candy. He's like, stay here and get butt fucked by 12 Neanderthals. See if I care. Like, that movie has so many amazing moments in it, dude. And the football action in Any Given Sunday is so fucking good. I remember I took a date to see it, and I remember being like, shit.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But like, she didn't like it because there was a lot of swinging dicks, dude, and like stuff like that.
I'll tell you what,
football
man.
Action's so good.
What got me? No, I gotta go. I do remember loving Any Given Sunday, but I gotta go back and watch it because it's been forever. But I remember for Green Mile, I think that what got me the most. While the movie is sad and it's long as fuck, it really is a long ass movie. You gotta have some time put away for a Sunday to watch that movie. But that scene specifically when he was like, when they know that John Coffey is innocent. They know that he didn't do it because remember he does that psychic thing where he gives Tom Hanks a vision of what happened, that he didn't kill those two little white girls. Because remember, he was a big black dude and they found him cradling two little blonde white girls in like the 1930s, and they thought that he killed him. And the guy that found him, the dad, was William Sadler. Again, this is a loaded ass cast too.
Yeah.
When they're putting him down, or right before they're putting him in the electric chair, Tom Hanks says, John, I don't want to stand before God and say I killed one of his miracles. And then John says, you just tell God that. Dude, that whole exchange was some of the best acting I've ever fucking seen in a movie. Yeah. And even if you were a hardened goddamn criminal and you'd kill fucking 58 people, you'd be like, God damn, it's so true. But I mean, Any Given Sunday, I think I would, and I like when you were talking about it, I do remember more of it. I would give it my number 2 slot.
Yeah, it's underrated, and I fully didn't expect it to win this at all, and I'm sure that it won't. But like, because like most people don't know about Any Given Sunday, or don't like. I saw some talk in the chat about like Any Given Sunday or The Replacements. I would go Any Given Sunday over really The Replacements, but fuck, is The Replacements not a great goddamn fucking football movie? It's
another Keanu Reeves classic.
Holy shit, man! I love that fucking movie. Shane fucking Falco, Quicksand. It's like when you're out there and everything starts going bad, and then it just gets worse. Yeah. Quicksand. Like, it's such a fucking amazing movie, dude. I love that movie.
Sam Rockwell is the killer who's shot by the security guard. Yeah, Sam Rockwell. I forgot, dude. Sam Rockwell's in the Green Mile. It's like, awesome, he's cooking now. He's cooking now. And he's like he's dancing back and forth. Dude, yeah. God damn, what a loaded movie. But yeah, Any Given Sunday is a great. Is it your best though football movie? I don't know. It's not the best football movie.
Yeah, dude, it is actually. I think it might be my favorite.
Put that above like Unnecessary Roughness and shit.
Yes, I would put it up. And here's the reason why. Like, one of the big reasons why is you had the bet. Like, it encompasses all of football. Like, not only do you have like the hot like mobile quarterback, like the guy who like when Jamie Foxx is like puking on the field and he's like he doesn't trust anybody because the whole like race thing or whatever, and like and then you got Al Pacino delivering a great performance, and then on the other side of that, which I completely even fucking forgot, you got fucking Randy goddamn Quaid, dude. As the Brett Favre guy who's like, and then when he goes out in the field, they're playing that not Smooth Operator. I can't remember the name of the fucking song, but like basically Randy Quaid is like he's the fucking or Dennis Quaid he's the Brett Favre. Like, he's old and his back's fucked up and he doesn't want to give up. And like, yeah, I think Any Given Sunday might be Remember the Titans is fucking great too. I think Any Given Sunday might
Little
be my favorite
Giants
football movie, though. Little Giants fucking great too. Yeah, like can't knock that.
I mean, come on, Ed O'Neill, the annexation of Puerto Rico.
That's fucking awesome.
By the way,
I love that movie.
JT Custom says, "Hey Jay, remember the guard who stomped that rat?" I do remember him. I don't remember the actor, but he is a very familiar face. He was the asshole that they wanted to transfer from the jail, and he was really a bitch to the prisoners. But yeah, I do remember him. He was a nasty, disgusting little piece of shit, and he did his job really well.
I need to watch.
It's weird. If you pick the best football movie for me, though, like it's got to be, dude, Unnecessary Roughness is real high, real goddamn high. And then Little Giants is up there.
Little Giants, awesome.
But I mean, as far as like a serious toned, if you're gonna pick a serious toned football movie, Any Given Sunday is really high.
Yeah, I think for me,
I don't know. I mean, you could say Friday Night Lights, but Friday Night Lights is a TV show, so
it's a movie too.
No, I know it's a movie, but it's not. But the TV show explored more of it than
the movie is good.
The movie did, yeah.
Yeah, it's just off the top of my head, I think I would go Any Given Sunday, The Replacements, Remember the Titans would probably be my number 3. Like that's a solid top 3
great movie,
there, man. Those are 3 great fucking football movies. But
Mm-hmm.
and you're right, Unnecessary Roughness was fucking awesome too. But Patricia Gregory, thank you so much for the super sticker. And then
April,
let's
quit throwing shit in there. She said The Longest Yard and The Water Boy. First off, they don't fucking count.
Yeah,
comedies.
I don't think either of those would make my top 10.
No,
but like
it ain't gonna be there.
Yeah, like either Longest Yard. It's like, I'm whatever. I'm okay with them. Kevin Williams says you should open a store selling coffins and rubbers. The slogan would be, "We've got you covered, whether you're coming or going."
I like that. That's a good one.
You know what?
This isn't going to work out for too much longer. Maybe we need to go into morticians.
That sounds like a Tiger King store. Like that sounds like a good store for fucking Tiger King to run.
Music Man says The Water Boy counts. Dude, I'm not saying it doesn't count. I know it's a football movie, but it counts as it wouldn't make my top 10. Okay. Well, actually, to be fair, Unnecessary Roughness is a comedy because it had Sinbad and shit like that. But there was a lot more drama in that, I felt like, than The Water Boy. The Water Boy is literally a parody of the whole thing.
And you're forgetting Brian's song. You're forgetting fucking Rudy. You're forgetting there's a ton of shit that would come before.
Dude, I forgot. Yeah, Rudy might be for a lot of people. Rudy
Jeffrey
might be
Brooks,
one.
dude. Varsity Blues would come in really high. On that fucking
shit,
list.
that's
an
one.
Amazing fucking football movie.
Damn, dude. Those are both good.
The Luke Stoltz, The Program. I won't lie to you. I've never seen The Program. I should watch that.
You never saw The Program? That's a good one.
I never saw it.
Yeah, watch that one.
Technically, you call The Last Boy Scout a football movie if you really.
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, all we would have to do is you'd have to break it down. Like, what's the top 10 most serious approaches in movies regarding football versus what's a top 10 comedy movies involving football.
That's true too. Like you could do 2 separate lists based
on
that.
Like Little Giants. Little Giants is in the comedy section, but
Luke Stoltz is
Gridiron Gang. Holy fuck, The Blind Side. God damn.
Yeah, which I don't love either of those movies, but like Ace Ventura, dude, technically a football movie. I mean, that's very much a football. There's a lot of football in Ace Ventura. Yeah, like the Dan Marino isotoners, like that whole fucking.
Hey man, that you know what? This could be a whole video. There's a lot of
Friday night fight. Hey, dude, let's save it for the Super Bowl this year. When the Super Bowl comes up this year, we should do Friday night fight football movies straight up.
Yeah, and by the way, it doesn't mean you have to be a football fan. You could just watch because a lot of these movies are made up teams anyway. It's just about the drama and all that shit. So
All the Right Moves says Chongo Chalupa. That's a good one too.
Laces out.
Yeah,
JB33 says.
And there's a football movie coming out too about Kurt Warner. Now I was really interested in the idea of the Kurt Warner movie, like because it stars Zachary Levi.
Kurt Warner is such a deserving guy too.
Yeah, dude, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
But when I saw the trailers, I was like, oh, whoa. It kind of feels like one of those Kirk Cameron Christian movies. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it feels cheesy. Huh?
What do they do?
There's just something about it. Like, it's called American Underdog. And the way the trailers look, it looks like one of those straight to DVD, like weird things. Oh. Like, I know it's not going to be, it's coming out during Christmas, but it looks very, very suspect.
Cheap.
Like,
does it look cheap?
It looks cheap and like they won't show like an actual trailer. They'll show like really tiny things. And I'm very suspect that movie is going to be dog shit.
By the way, I want to say something real quick. Paige, I'm going to tell you this. and I know that she corrected somebody. Hoosiers is a basketball film with Gene Hackman, and it's a good movie. It's a solid movie. But the best basketball film, and fight me, motherfuckers, is Blue Chips. Blue Chips
It's a great
is
movie.
the #1 basketball movie of all time. I'm sorry. You can take whatever game you want to play.
Oh,
It's Blue Chips. You got Shaq. You got Anthony Hardaway. You got what the fuck?
Blue Chips is a great fucking
What
movie.
the hell's his name? The main guy. What's his name? Mike. What's his
Nick
name?
Nolte. Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte. You got Nick Nolte. He's like, those kids gave their best. It wasn't good enough for me. It wasn't good enough for you.
Motherfucking
He
Ultron
on the spot. Ed O'Neill was the main reporter trying to expose. Dude,
yeah.
Come on.
Underrated basketball movie, by the way, is Six Man. Marlon Wayans.
I cried. Yeah, that was a really well.
I
love
that movie.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But
I would not
if you're talking about if you're talking about a pure basketball movie, you cannot tell me Blue Chips doesn't touch on the corruption and the bullshit.
It'd be in my top 5, no doubt about it. Being my top 5, but I also think, the Ben Affleck movie that came out was pretty fucking good for a basketball.
No, it was good, but it doesn't. You tell me it touches fucking Blue Chips? Come on,
Space Jam. Space Jam's up there.
No, that's fucking, fantasy.
Somebody
who is it? Will R. Wine says Celtic Pride. Dude, come on, Celtic
Pride.
I
love
comedy.
Celtic fucking Pride. That's
Pride
a great goddamn movie.
It's fun, but it's not the best basketball movie.
Celtic Pride's like Home Alone for weird,
Daniel Stern is fun,
gamblers.
and I like watching Daniel Stern. I'm talking about pure fucking actual. Like if you look at what you just Any Given Sunday, right? That's a drama inside of a football setting. Blue Chips is a drama inside of a basketball setting. It probably is much like.
I knew, dude. I fucking knew we were missing something amazing. My brain wouldn't get to it, but the Dante Graves show, that's the greatest. That may be the greatest basketball movie of all time, dude. White Man Can't Jump.
No, it's a good movie, and I will give it props for it. But I mean, look,
you would take Blue Chips over White Man Can't Jump.
Will also coming out with some heat too, and he's got some fucking like, I don't know. This motherfucker got super soakers. He said Coach Carter. Coach Carter's a really good one too.
Nah, I never thought it was that great.
It was all right. But I do. If you're telling me right now, 100% Blue Chips, dude, I've seen that movie so many fucking times because if you look at that movie and you watch it,
I love it.
There's so many instances in that movie. You're like, dude, that's probably how college coaches act. Like, I don't want to have to cheat, but I will cheat because everyone else is cheating. You look, you think of people like Duke, Mashashevsky. You look at Kentucky. Calipari. You look at Roy Williams from North Carolina. You know these motherfuckers have been cheating. It just happens to be the one movie that they do it.
And a lot of love in the chat for He Got Game. I'll be honest with you guys, I fucking hated He Got Game, but that's a personal thing. And the reason why I hated He Got Game is because I don't like in that age of my life, this is embarrassing to admit, I legitimately thought I was going to be an NBA basketball player. Just not because I was great at all, but like I was obsessed.
You're like 5'9".
Yeah, like yeah.
We I'm
5'11" now. Shut up. But like at the time though, I thought like all I got to do is work really hard. Like I love basketball and I love the NBA and I loved it more than anything else in the whole world. And I fucking ate, slept, and everything. He Got Game. So basketball. So when that movie came out, I really looked forward to it. And then when it came out and it was so depressing, just as a kid watching it, when it was so depressing, and Denzel was a fucking asshole, and Ray Allen
pretty much like give up on your dreams, bitch.
Yeah, like it just depressed me so much that I hated the movie. But I literally used to go outside of my house in my driveway and play on the boombox like the He Got Game, that doom ding. I got game. He got game. Like I was. That's so
a good movie though. It's still a good movie.
It's a great movie now, but I hate it because it disappointed me so much as a child. Like I know that's stupid, but like that's a personal thing.
I feel like that's why I like Blue Chips. Is like Blue Chips for me, like it showcases what college ball probably is like. The fact that you got to be this certain way to get, a starter position, and then all the shit the coaches go through to secure the best team. I don't know. For me, I feel like Blue Chips handles the talent and then the almost like mafia way that these organizations work to get the best team in college ball. I don't know.
Hey, and by the way, shout out to Eddie. And I hate fucking Whoopi Goldberg now, but Eddie as a kid, I like that movie. I would watch that shit. Like,
TYIE says above the rim. Are you talking about fucking
Tupac was in that?
Kevin
Christian
Bacon?
Slater? Or was it
No,
Christian Slater or Kevin Bacon? It was
No,
Kevin
it was
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. I do like that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but either way, that's hey man, that's a whole other video. Best sports movies of the decade.
Oh, and just a quick shout out real quick, by the way, to if you guys like baseball and you're looking for a fucking baseball, For Love of the Game with Kevin Costner is one of the most underrated films in the history of underrated fucking films.
For Love of the Game is good, or Field of Dreams, but that's like
Field of Dreams. Yeah, but everybody knows that. Like, For Love of the Game, nobody talks about it. It's so fucking great.
Or Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, that's a great one too. So, okay, end of the day.
If you think of Angels in the Outfield, remember when Tony Danza, when he was like, what's the actor's name? Danny Glover walks out to the pit and he's like, you taking me out? He's like, yeah. And he's like, I got nothing left. He's like, yeah, you do. You got an angel with you right now. And he was like, a kid sees angels, like, yeah, he must, because that's the sign. And then Charles in Charge throws the last fucking pitch of his life. And he does the strikeout. And I don't even like baseball, dude, but that was fucking great.
Don't get me started on fucking baseball, dude. The Major League movies are like my childhood. Like I fucking
Major League.
Just
and then,
a bit outside.
Remember Twins, when the kid that took over Minnesota Twins, he was the manager. It was like Richie Rich, but he was the manager.
And then Rookie of the Year when he's pitching for the fucking Cubs. And that was we talk about Nick Nolte and Blue Chips. That was the guy who looks like Nick Nolte but's fucking crazy. Gary Busey. Yeah. Tiffany Hoffman, thank you, says Air Bud franchise.
Air Bud franchise. Air Bud's fun.
Fucking classic. But yeah, all right, guys. That as we said, that's a whole other.
We gotta get out of here, man.
Throw that fucking pigskin. The final vote of the night for 1999, The Green Mile wins 57%. Deuce Bigelow, we didn't even talk about it.
Oh shit, yeah.
That's a movie that's like, it's not even good and it's not even that funny.
Fun, though.
But
it's all right to watch.
At certain moments, it's really fucking funny.
You watch it, you're like, yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, like every 32 minutes, there's a good laugh.
It's like somebody you're having like a mediocre time at a party, and then like somebody asks you, "Are you having a good time?" Like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Any Given Sunday with a lowly 14% got beat by Deuce Bigelow. Oh god, that hurts my fucking cockles. Really, and then Galaxy Quest comes in fucking flat last.
I actually thought Galaxy Quest was going to be like a lot higher. But it is what it is.
I never loved
not
it.
Only
but,
did
like,
it not only it had Snape, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, what's his fucking name?
I don't know. I mean, he's fucking awesome.
I know what you're talking about. It was in Dogma.
Rick. No, it's not Rick. Hey guys, what's Slytherin's name? These peoples will know. They're
amazing.
Smart.
One of the greatest actors ever. I can't think of his fucking name.
Alaman. Rick.
You're close. You're so fucking close. Someone said Hans Gruber.
Alan Rickman. God, Alan Rickman. God damn, we're fucking dumb.
Hey, to Alan Rickman and to all of you.
Boom. We're so dumb.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us, spending your Friday night with us. This was fun. I think this is a good show, dude. I like this idea.
It was fun, man.
I think this is a winner. It gives us a chance to not just talk about horror, but to talk about all sorts of different movies. It gives you multiple things to vote on. Yeah. I think this is a winner. I think we should. I think we should keep this. Yeah. Once a month we should do this. Like we did December. Next month we'll do January, then so on.
That's and we never know what we're gonna get. I mean, what are you gonna get in January 1990? Don't be a fucking cheater and look it up right now.
Don't do it. Save it. Unless you want to go and you want to know what we're talking about, so you go and watch the best movies, and then that gives you something to do. Gives you an activity.
You can do some research. You can do some research. Yeah,
fucking good time,
dude. That's a good challenge. Like, hey, I got an idea. What should we do this month? I know. Let's watch all the movies that came out in this particular year. That came out in this particular month. I don't know.
I love it. I'm excited, and I've got a boner. Hey, guys, we love your fucking faces. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks for fucking being a part of this channel. You guys are amazing, and you made our Friday night special. We hope you did yours too.
Good times.
We'll see you motherfuckers in a week.
See you guys.
We'll see you before then, but you know what I mean. Hey.
That was a cigarette. It was not weed.
I want to.
Oh, he wants to put his hands inside your unauthorized sections.
Guys. What?
As long as it's authorized.
Please.
Good night.